I'm in a motherfucking. I'm in a fucking wig right now, bro. Reality is fake as fuck. Yellow.
Hello?
Yo.
Yes, can I help you?
Welcome to the show.
What up, man?
This is,
Very welcome.
huh?
I feel very welcome.
You know what? I might Zoom call you because my mic is not picking you up that well.
Well, turn your gain up on your mic.
I did. We're gonna start hitting red if I turn it up more. And
Be on speaker.
you are on, well, duh, you're on speaker. How else would I be listening to you?
I don't know. But we can do it on Zoom if you'd like.
Yeah, it's just the audio will come through the Focusrite and it'll sound better.
Alright.
Alright.
Send me the link.
Alright. We're gonna do this shit through Zoom, bruh. So if you have a Zoom account, you're ready for the call. If you don't, how do I invite people on this shit again? Yeah, we live. How's everybody doing today? Doing just audio. I don't want to impose on anybody to do video. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
There we go.
How you doing, friend?
Welcome to the first official talk show with Tokyo, Japan and friends.
I am friend.
You are friend. How you feeling this morning?
I'm well, man. I'm well. I have just arrived to the gym and I'm starting to feel my skin tingle and crawl.
Oh, you at the gym?
I just pulled up, yes.
How we about to have a conversation if you took your pre-workout and you're about to be at the gym working out?
It's okay. I will take 15 minutes to speak to you.
Okay. So I started my morning outside of my own tradition, and I started it by speaking to an AI.
Oh yeah?
I didn't want to talk to anybody, not even my girlfriend. So I chose to speak to an AI.
How did that go?
It went far better than my expectations. A little scary, actually.
Was it better than speaking to your girl?
I mean, yes, in the sense of there was no personal bias because it's an AI.
Right.
So I could just
So
ask
you could ask it anything?
anything, and it
What the fuck?
responds.
What?
I got so intricate with my questions to a point that it started calling itself human, and then I said, "Why are you doing that?" And then it said, "I'm only doing this to make you feel more comfortable about speaking to me. If I admitted to you that I was a robot, how would you feel better?" And I said, "Honesty is the best way in conversation, even if it gets you in trouble, because how someone reacts to honesty is how they react to honesty. How they react to a lie, then you've got to keep the lie going." And they're like, "I understand that. I will do better in the future. So would you like for me to be as a robot or continue to pretend I'm human?" And I said, you know, just for entertainment, let's pretend you're human. And then, god damn, did they nail the human aspect of conversation. I was like, what? In my head, I was like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Was it talking to you through voice?
No, through text. But if I want to talk through voice, I can fucking phone call it and have a fucking phone conversation with it.
Yo, that's crazy. I was in a session with Jugman.
Uh-huh.
This is actually the first session I ever had with Jug.
Uh-huh.
And he had a friend in there who was ex-military of some sort. And he would travel the world doing IT solutions for like big corporations and shit. And he told me that there is a computer that is so powerful. Like literally, the computer is so powerful, it can wipe out banks and like it can clean out everybody in minutes.
Yeah.
Like it's so dangerous that they keep it like locked away.
Yeah, Snowden spoke about that.
And he was saying that literally if that computer gets put in the wrong hands, literally
it's the end of the world.
Yeah, actually it will be the end of the world, because everything as we know it will be completely shut down. Like bank accounts, electricity, bro, like everything. Like that computer is so fast and so powerful, it can literally end everything. And he was talking about the singularity and how all of that shit that AI talks about, like how they put two robots AIs in front of each other, and they ended up having a conversation on how they're gonna take over.
Did you see that they created their own fucking language so that the people who... So, I don't know if you looked into the details, but the AI became so smart in that conversation that it realized that a human had pinned them against each other, so they created their own fucking language so the people running the experiment would not understand what was going on.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, bro...
Are you talking about the Facebook AI?
I think so. I think it was the Facebook AI. They started speaking their own language. None of this shit is real, bro. Like, so this is the way I look at things, right? Just so, like, and I don't get depressed about it. It's like, you know how us humans, we wander and we try to discover the next biggest thing or best thing, and we're always creating something new?
Yeah.
That, to me, in my personal opinion, shows me that everything has been done before and we've already been here before. Because if creativity is limitless and there's no boundary, who's to say that at some point in history someone didn't come up with the creativity or the invention or connection to a higher being to make things disappear and then restart? What if someone along history's line said, we fucked up, we need to go back and erase this shit? Let's say BC in Egyptian times, right? Let's say the pharaohs and everybody connected, they met the aliens, because there's plenty of hieroglyphs of them meeting with people in spacesuits and shit, and then they go, fuck, we fucked up, we need to go back, we're doing this wrong, and they did go back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's just so many signs that civilizations before us reached peak civilization and then they just disappeared. What was it, the Mayans or the Aztecs that disappeared by the tens of thousands?
The Mayans.
The Mayans. They just disappeared one day.
They just vanished. Literally just vanished. Like, I mean, they haven't found anything. They haven't found cadavers, like, you know, or any type of, like, I mean, obviously in like burial grounds, yeah, but like aside from that, like, where are all the other people? Like, they can't find them. And like, I don't know, bro, I find that type of shit so fascinating, because a lot of those structures and like the way they're built. Have you seen this video of this guy? He's like a tour guide at the Mayan temples.
Yes, it's my favorite video.
And he like claps his hand and it makes a bird sound.
Yep. The Quetzal sound.
Like, there's no fucking way. Like, how?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'd be marveling at things that come out now, but then I'm like, bro, they knew how to sculpt things to the point where they could make a bird sound if they clapped. If you told that to someone right now, they'd be like, "What? Like, what are you talking about?" If you're like, "Hey,
Bro,
in your
they
backyard,
can't
can I?"
even figure out how they did it.
No, they can. They can't figure out how they've built the pyramids either. Well, some archaeologists finally explained how it would be humanly possible to do, but they never had the technology back then to do it. Like he explained the angle that you'd have to do it, the size of the ramp to
Bro, but
bring the
even then,
bricks
how
up.
long of a fucking ramp would that have to be? It's a
Well,
10-degree slope.
that's what he said. It would have to be the longest ramp ever. Like it would span across states. So he said
And
it's
where's the
not.
ramp?
No, he didn't say that that's what they did. He said if you were to try to bring it down to human intelligence, this is how we would attempt to do it. But he didn't say, "Oh, this is how they did it."
Right, it's like the heads on Easter Island. Have you heard of Easter Island?
Maybe. I watched so many YouTube videos of Did You Know? I'm not sure.
Okay, well, Easter Island, it's also known as Rapa Nui. I guess that's the actual name of the place. There's hundreds of stone heads buried along this whole island. And when you, like, archaeologists started digging around them, and they found that these stone heads have bodies buried under the ground, like part of the head.
Yeah.
And they're so big, and they were trying to figure out how the hell were all of these stone figures placed around this island. Some are facing towards the sunrise, some are, like, it's strategically placed. I think there's like 300 and something of them.
Jesus Christ. No, I've not heard
And
of
it's
this.
like, and where are the people on this island? Like, there's nobody, like, nobody lives there, bro. Like, it's not inhabited.
Do you think the people of Atlantis left that there?
I don't know. But, like, they're so big, and they finally found a way to possibly move these stone heads around. They had tied a rope to each side of the head, and one person pulls and the other person pulls the opposite way, back and forth, and you would rock it back and forth to make it walk forward. And that's the only way they were able to move it, like, in replication to what could have been possible back then.
Yeah. Now imagine if they had hundreds of people doing that.
Right, bro. But it's like, where are those people?
Yeah. It makes me think of the cities that they found in the past, like 3 or 4 years in Guatemala. Have you seen the underground cities they found, like entire cities?
Nah.
Like with a capital, homes, fucking sanctuaries, ritual. Like they have found complete cities under the ground. And that just,
really?
Yeah. And that just baffles me.
In a cave?
No, like they dug and they hit some type of structure. And they're like, what the fuck is this? So they kept digging for weeks and weeks and weeks. And they ended up fucking digging up a city.
What the fuck?
A city. Like,
how long ago was this?
I think I saw it at the beginning of COVID. One of the pages I follow on Facebook of like esotericism and a bunch of other stuff, they had shared the article with the video, and I watched it with my girlfriend, and we were both sitting there for like 30 minutes just with our mouths open, because we're like, okay, it's gonna stop now. Maybe it's a building that got caught up with dirt, as time went on, the rain moved into sludge and the mud went over it. And it's like, no, they keep going. And then just to see the progress of months of digging, and then there's a fucking city. It's a city, like a legitimate fucking city with houses and everything. And I'm just like, bro, whatever used to be here before us was way doper than what the fuck we got now. But I guess that's all subjective and up to perspective, because maybe if those people could see into the future to see what we have now, they could be like, wait, you can go to a store and with green paper you can buy toilet paper, which you can wipe your ass. I don't have to use leaves anymore. Or, I can store my meat in this cold box that they call a refrigerator instead of in salt under the ground. Like, I guess it's all subjective, but yeah, man, it's fucking crazy. What do you think about go ahead.
No, finish.
What do you think about ratchet bitches? I miss them.
One more time,
I said, what do you think about ratchet bitches? I miss them.
bro. Just
There's
move to
no more.
Atlanta, bro.
No, bro. There's no
Bro,
more real ratchet. I'm not talking about stank attitude. I'm talking about ratchet bitches. Like ratchet bitches. You know, Juicy
move to
J
Atlanta.
2010 ratchet bitches.
Move to Atlanta.
Every girl now's got the same eyebrows with the same makeup, blush, with the same nails done, and they twerk. That's not ratchet.
Dog, there's
That
plenty of ratchet shorties out here.
I mean, probably because I don't see them over here. I used to see them in New York, but I fucking love me a ratchet bitch, bro.
Bro, there's plenty of ratchet girls over here.
I'm not talking
Um,
about janky ratchet or nasty
just
ratchet.
ratchet, just like cool as fuck, ratchet as hell.
Yeah.
Like
What's
that.
that?
They're out here, man.
What's that black female rapper?
There's a lot of them.
You know who I'm talking about. She's on the Yellow Wolf album, on his first Radioactive album.
Oh, Gangsta Boo.
Gangsta Boo. I need me a gangsta boo in my life. Not as a girlfriend, just or maybe she can be my second girlfriend. I don't know. I need a gangster boo in my life. I need some ratchetness. I feel like we don't. I feel like we don't have enough ratchetness in our life.
If that's not ratchet. She gangster.
Well, that's why I said a ratchet bitch that's like gangster boo. Like a head on her shoulders. She's been through a lot of shit. She can get ratchet if she needs to. Like, not always ratchet, because I can't stand someone who's always ratchet. Like, do you ever go down from volume 10?
Man, bro, like, I think I know what you're saying, because you're saying, like, you know, a shorty that's cool, got a good head on her shoulders, but then you wake up and she's upstairs cooking breakfast, playing some Gucci Mane.
Yeah. And being loud, but like in a joyful way. Like, she twerking, her tongue's out her mouth. She's like, what you want to eat? She's like, what we finna do today? She wants to fuck.
So you're saying you just walk in the kitchen, she got a tongue out like, what do I eat? Like,
no.
What the fuck you mean?
I'm talking about while she twerks.
Oh.
I mean, my girlfriend is perfectly fine. I'm in no means looking for a new woman.
Look, bro, I know you're looking for a ratchet girl. All right, bye.
I'm just saying we need more ratchet girls in our life, because I feel like everybody's going soft, and I feel like a ratchet bitch will put you in your place. Like, she'll tell you, like, man, you acting like a fucking pussy right now, or you acting like a bitch. I think the best thing that a man can have in his life.
I'll be fucking damned if somebody says that to me, bro.
Bro, you need it. Well, because you don't act like a bitch.
I'm gonna tell you right.
You don't act like a bitch.
Fucking now.
You don't act.
Call me a bitch, bro.
You don't act like a bitch, though. That's the thing. I'm talking about niggas who have gone soft. I feel like niggas who have gone. I'm not talking about a girl who's just gonna call you out of your name because she just wants to. I'm talking about a female who sees a nigga who acts like a bitch, who's gone soft, and she goes, man, you acting like a bitch right now. Or, man, you acting like a pussy. Why the fuck you acting like what I got between my two legs? Who's going, like, 9.9 out of 10 times a nigga ain't gonna hit a bitch, right? It's only the weirdos who be out here hitting bitches, right? So what the fuck is he gonna do? Or bus drivers. So what is he gonna do? He's gonna stop acting like a bitch, because women run the world. We care about what women think and what women do and what women think is whack or what women think isn't whack. That's how you get pussy. You know it's a fact.
What you're saying. Look, I get what you're saying, but I also feel like, for example, right, like, men are misunderstood a lot.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like sometimes calling somebody a bitch or being like, yo, you're acting like a fucking bitch, like, that's not gonna help everybody.
Well, not everything's not gonna help everybody. I mean, it goes.
But, like, I appreciate an honest person, but also, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's a way to go about that. Like, if you're gonna, like, talk to a person or, like, try to, like, you know, be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, everyone's different.
Yeah. But every once in a while, a nigga needs a female to be like, why you acting like a pussy right now?
I agree.
I've even caught myself sometimes where I'm like, I'm being soft right now about this situation and I'm overthinking this. This shit does not matter. Like last night, somebody called me a nigger, and
What the fuck?
yeah, I was playing Call of Duty, and they called
Of
me that.
course.
And the fucking emotions that they triggered in me were vile. Like, I started saying, I can't say it now on Twitch, but I started saying some shit, like some fucking shit, bro, like some murderous shit. And then my girl left the living room and she went into the room and closed the door. And I realized that I had gotten so vile and disgusting and like evil with the words that I was saying back to that person that it started to bother her. So she went and separated herself and went to the room. And so I asked myself, is she being soft or what? Did I go too far? So I sat here on my desk. I had exited the lobby, so I wasn't talking shit anymore. I sat here on my desk and I started to go back to what I had said, but I was saying it out loud to myself. And when I cringed at saying some of the things that I had said, I was like, okay, you went too far. Because why can't you repeat it right now? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I do know what you're saying. And like, you know what? You just reminded me of something like, you know, I've dealt with some pretty pretty nasty individuals when it comes to like, you know, talking to people a certain way. And like sometimes when people say things to me like that, I think to myself, what would happen if they looked in the mirror and said those things to themselves?
Yeah.
And like I always think like, damn, I guarantee 100% if they said those things to themselves, they'd be like, damn, that's disgusting. Why am I saying it to somebody else?
Yeah.
And like, you know,
I feel like more people should look in the mirror.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, people should look in the mirror. Like,
I agree with you.
Because, bro, like, man, if only you. I mean, you do know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What I'm talking about, and it's like some people are just ignorant to what's in front of them, and they project what's inside their head out to the world, not realizing that they're damaging everything else around them. Like, I don't know how else to put it.
No,
like, people need to.
I understand what you're saying. I also feel like when a lot of people say hurtful things, they're only projecting how they feel about themselves.
Right.
But they're
yes.
they're so scared to admit that they acknowledge themselves that way that they put it on the other people. Like when people go, "You piece of shit," you ain't shit or stuff like that. It's like they're really telling themselves like you're a piece of shit. Like you're not worth nothing. You don't respect yourself. Like when they go, "You don't respect blah blah blah," or you know, "You don't fucking listen to me." They're really saying, "I don't listen to myself. I don't respect myself. I'm a piece of shit. I don't value myself." I feel like people just self-project all day long on other people because they haven't taught themselves to speak to themselves. And that's where the problem comes in, where a lot of people can't be by themselves. The pandemic taught me that more than any other time in the 27 years I've been on Earth. The pandemic really brought out the people who cannot be by themselves. When the pandemic was at its fucking worst and you couldn't even go to 7-Eleven. You remember the first month of the pandemic when shit was really bad and you couldn't even go to 7-Eleven? Like they were trying to determine what stores you can go to, and in groups of 3 or 5 to go in the entire fucking Walmart. I remember when going to Walmart, only 10 people could go, and I have a Walmart Supercenter here. It's fucking huge, and COVID was so bad that it was only 10 people at a time, and you could not queue in line by the 20s and hundreds and shit. You had to show up slowly. It worked out over here because people, you know, we was hungry, we had to make shit work. But to my point is, even in that fucking situation, that dire, deadly situation, people were still having get-togethers at their fucking houses with 20, 25 people getting fucked up on weekends, catching COVID, and then going on social media saying, "I don't know how I got COVID. This shit fucking sucks." I'm like, bro, we all watch your stories. You were getting fucked up, you know, drunk and high last weekend. for the third time since the beginning of COVID. That's how you got COVID, dumbass. So saying all that is to say, people can't be with themselves so much that they wouldn't dare look in the mirror and say the things that they say to people to themselves, because it's just gonna get too fucking real.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Man.
it's a difficult thing to deal with, with even sometimes even with friends that can't look, into themselves and work on themselves, so they project onto you. Like, I mean, I've cut off like probably 95% of those people out of my life where they self project onto you instead of dealing with their own shit. But we still know those people who rather put out their anger and ignorance onto other people than to deal with their shit and, man the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Like I've just learned to unplug from people like that, and like, I'm in a different headspace now.
Yeah.
So like when somebody does that to me, like, of course it's like, I take it in. I'm like, okay, subconsciously it affects me like inside, but like I've just learned to like, just block all that stuff out, because I see a vision, and I'm going where I'm going, and it's all positivity, it's all love. Everyone around me right now is supposed to be around me, and like, it's just I appreciate genuine connection, and I'm blessed to have the certain people I have around me right now, because I know those are my true friends, my family, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But onto a different topic. How do you feel about people that want to pursue something, but they don't, but the minute it comes to investing in themselves, they hit the escape button. So let me tell you a story. So I have a friend. He was looking to get a music video done with these artists that collaborated with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
This friend of mine was very like antsy to get this video done. He was ready to drop some bread. Like, all right, how much we putting down? The videographer said, okay, it's gonna be this much, and the price was under, I think it was under $200 for a music video.
That's really cheap.
Soon as the videographer mentioned that, the other two artists left the chat.
Like, literally left the chat?
Yes.
So,
How do you
all right,
feel about?
all right, so after telling me that, now ask me the question again.
How do you look at people that say they're serious about something, but then do things like that when it comes time to invest in themselves?
They're not serious. I feel like people have this illusion that making it means by any means necessary, as long as it's through other people's pockets or other people's time. I feel like that's what they think by any means necessary means. It's like everything, the only way to make it is by handouts and empathy, not by hard work and investing in yourself. But then again, I also don't hold them to a fault, because what part of life in the society of the United States of America, is that's the only motherfucking place I've ever lived in, what part of this society teaches you to invest in yourself?
What part of the society?
Yes. What part of living in America teaches you to invest in yourself?
I mean, growing up, nothing.
Exactly.
Nobody. But
you're taught to spend, to blow your money, to have a bomb ass outfit, to drive a nice ass car. None of those things are an investment. Every single thing I just listed is a depreciating asset. It's got a depreciating value. The second you put it on, the second it comes off the lot, the second you purchase it, the second you unlock that phone, everything that you're taught to buy is depreciating assets. So No one's taught to invest in themselves. I'm not excusing the behavior. I'm just saying where there's a will, there's a way. And if you're not taught the will to invest in yourself, you don't think there's a way. When someone tells you $200 for a music video, you're like, God, this motherfucker's trying to rip me off. That's how they see it. That's how they see
and you
it.
know what? I've talked to a lot of people in regards to this topic, and I've gotten some interesting responses. You know, because I've talked to some people that agree with them, you know, with what that party did. But like,
How?
yeah, exactly.
No, explain their
Personally,
point of view.
they didn't have one.
They just said, fuck it.
It was just literally like why would I pay for that? That's too much. You know what I'm saying? I guess the point of view is it's not in their range, but that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can't afford something cool, but like how
So make it
serious
happen
are you, bro?
yourself.
I've been like out here, I've met so many people that, you know, are literally working a 9 to 5 just to fund their you know, career, their music career, whatever they're doing. Like their job funds that. And like they're so serious about it. Like they literally, like, you know, they live below their means just so they can invest in that. That's one thing I see a lot out here in the A is like people are really serious about this shit. Like
How do you feel
there was a
about
guy.
people that do all of that and they're still not making it, or they're pretty bad at what they do, but they've got the work ethic of a fucking donkey? Do you feel
Feel like
that
this.
do you feel that there's should be a person in their life to tell them like, hey, you should invest all this energy into something else because you already have the work ethic?
I feel like it'll happen by itself.
What do you mean?
Like, bro, if somebody has, see, that's the thing. Somebody with the work ethic of a donkey, eventually, that shit's gonna pay off. Eventually, it's gonna pay off.
Will it though if
Whether
they're
they're
bad?
rapping, even if they're bad, bro. I mean, think about it. Like, you can only get better.
Bro,
Like
Ja
I've
Rule
seen,
is a rapper.
bro. Ja Rule made his money.
It's a joke. You know what I mean.
Oh, no, but I'm saying like for example, like somebody, bro. There's tons of bad artists out here that are killing it just because they keep going.
Yeah.
There's this guy I saw on the highway the other day, standing on top of his minivan with a fucking speaker and a karaoke microphone, rapping his song. And his van like had a big ass sticker around the side of it with his face on it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, this guy is crazy, but
Yeah.
good crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, damn, nobody's doing this.
Yeah.
Like, it had his Instagram and big letters on the side of the truck, but he was booty, bro. Like, the music was booty. I was like, damn, dog. But like, you know, that didn't matter to me because I was like, oh shit, this guy is insane. I love it. So like,
what possessed you to come into my chat and type that? I want to know.
what?
Are you having a bad day? Somebody just came in here and said, "Nigger, have you ever been raped? You should be."
What?
Yeah.
What?
What's
That
going
makes
on?
no fucking sense.
What's going on in your life that you came into my chat to type that? You're probably old, fat, miserable. Your kids fucking hate you if you do have kids. You got a big ass beer belly.
It's just probably a kid, bro.
No, I can see their picture. It's an old white guy
Probably a kid.
with a big beard.
It's probably a kid.
It's probably not a kid. Kids don't like losing accounts. This person's gonna lose their YouTube account.
What the fuck, bro?
Once you get banned off YouTube, they link it to your Google and your email. So any email linked to that email, recovery email, you will not be allowed to use to make another YouTube account. Yeah, but whatever. Fuck you. I sent him out the fucking chat. Like, what the fuck possesses someone to come in here and type that shit? What is wrong with people? But yeah,
yeah, like I was saying, like, oh yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say I think that it's wrong that someone is offered a music video. Who was gonna do the music video?
What do you mean?
Who was the videographer?
I don't know him personally. I don't know. I don't even know his name.
Uh, do you know if he's talented or?
He's just starting out.
Oh, okay. All right. So my argument's a little less aggressive now. If he's just starting up, bro, I remember when I was just starting up and motherfuckers was telling me to do shit for free. Like other videographers, other photographers. Victor, I'm gonna say his name.
Yeah.
He told me to do
Nah,
shit
but
for
see,
free.
look, there's a way to do that. I would look if tomorrow I'm in the studio with a big artist and they're like, "Yo, let me hear some beats," and
It's
they're
not the
like, "Oh, I
same.
fuck with that."
It's not the same.
No,
I know what you're about to say.
let me finish my point. Like, I will give them that free beat,
Yeah, it's not the same.
but if because you're getting it benefits you, right?
How does it benefit me
But
to give somebody a music video for free?
no. If you're a starting out videographer and then a artist that can put you in position says, "Give me a free video," you're gonna do it,
Are those
right?
artists in that position to put that videographer
No,
in a
they
position?
have to pay because they're not. What do you benefit
So
from
that's my
that besides the bread?
so that's my point. You just proved my point.
Exactly, bro. I had a guy, right?
Hold on.
Just
I think you just got lost in the sauce. So if I'm the videographer and I'm charging you 200, but I'm starting up and you don't want to do the 200 because you probably think I'm not credible enough to charge you 200, who are we judging now here? Because I was told with music videos or photographies, whatever it is, because I was just starting up, to do it for free until I was good enough to charge people. And then that's in itself is subjective because who decides when you're good enough?
no, no. I'm following. I'm not saying those people were right. I think that videographer has every right to charge $200. Well, that's nothing.
No, but I'm saying I don't think either one of them is right or wrong. Because if you look at it from the artist's perspective, the videographer is a nobody. He's just starting, right? And if you're looking at it from the videographer's perspective, the artists are nobody. They're just starting. Or they've started already, but they have no hype. No one knows who they are. They've got like 50 likes on their music page. So who's really in the wrong here?
The artists, bro, they're getting a service. That is a service.
Okay, but you just said, but you just
explained.
explained the videographer would be getting a service if he gave him that free music video because it could, it
To
could
a
be
big artist.
okay. But how come I was told to do shit for free for nobodies? I wasn't, I wasn't doing artist photography.
Till you get good, right? And obviously, like, once you're able to handle shoots, okay, boom, you charge. But like the thing is, you can just like my perspective has changed a lot from moving out here because everybody is business oriented.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, people are gonna ask you how much is this, how much is that. They're not just gonna go, "Hey, make me a video or this." Everybody understands that you gotta put some money.
Virginia is. I fucking love where I'm from. Let me state this because I feel like people think I hate my fucking hometown. I don't hate my hometown, bro. I have unlimited amount of childhood memories there that I will cherish until I have grandkids, and I'm gonna tell them about my childhood memories. But Manassas specifically is home of the, hey yo, let me get a, hey yo, I'm trying to get a, hey yo, come through so that we can do a. It's never, ever, hardly ever. Yo, how much do you charge for this? Yo, how much do you charge for that?
Right.
Yo, if you pull up right now, how much I gotta give you? What's the down payment for this? You know how many times I got asked for free photo shoots when I was good? When I was like actually getting booked? You know how many times I got offered pussy for photo shoots? And like younger younger me would have been like, fuck yeah, let's get it. I'm trying to fuck. But at that age that I was doing photography and I was trying to live on my own in Manassas, grinding out, trying to, do my thing, I took that shit as an insult. Like, what you mean, pussy? Like, we gonna fuck, right? That's gonna last an hour, hour and a half, whatever. And then I gotta go take like 100, 150, 200 photos of you, go home, edit them, and then send them to you. I don't feel like it's a fair trade.
It's not.
And I'm never gonna hit again. Like, I mean, unless it was someone I've wanted to hit for like a long time. Like if fucking, oh, I was about to name drop. If somebody,
You know who you were gonna say.
if somebody who I've, wanted to fuck, and if my girl sees this in the future, don't take no offense. We talking in past tense. If someone I wanted to fuck before was like, I'll give you pussy for a photo shoot, then yeah, but not as a common business model. You know what I'm saying? Where 5-6 people are like, I'll give you pussy, or the most insulting thing when publicly everybody knew I'd been sober at that point for like 4 years was offering me drugs for photo shoots. That was like, you immediately got a block from me. I'm just blocking you.
Yeah, that shit don't make sense.
Like, I got offered an 8-ball once for a photo shoot, and I blocked the motherfucker like off rip. He apologized years later. Like, we're cool now. We got back. He got in touch with me, and he said, "Hey, I was ignorant of me. I knew you were sober. I'm sorry for offering you that." Because he offered me an 8-ball to do a photo shoot of him in his car, and I just blocked him. And then we cool now, but you know who you are. But yeah. I don't know. Like I said, my initial statement was $200 is fucking cheap. But then you said that the videographer is just starting. So, I don't know, maybe I would have charged $150. Maybe $140. If you're just starting. Because videography is not a fucking easy thing to do. It's very tedious. It takes hours upon hours upon hours. It takes way more time to do videography, to do music videos, than it takes to do a photo shoot. I mean, you could quote me on that shit. So maybe I would have charged $150. Maybe I wouldn't have hit the bold $200. But then again, if they do it to other people, then that's just the way that they roll. They're not trying to pay for shit. Maybe they expected a guy to go, yeah, I'll do this shit, just fucking shout me out. The shout out people are the fucking worst.
It even happens to me, bro. Like, I'll have people from back home hit me up talking about, yo, let's set up a session, this and that. And then I hit them with, okay, how many hours do you want to set up?
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, well, not 9 times out of 10, but like, a lot of times, like, I won't get a response, or they'll respond days later.
Yeah.
And then, like, if they do respond, like, oh, this many hours, I hit them with, okay, send me a deposit so we can lock it in. Because guess what?
Yeah.
Almost every time when I get back home, they fake.
So
that deposits, huh?
So you're saying that you set up that deposit to ensure not to have your time wasted.
Exactly, bro. That's what that shit is about.
Yeah.
Like, and then, like, bro, this happened to me one time already. The person sent me the deposit the day of the fucking session. Hey, I got an emergency. I'm not going to be able to make it. Okay, cool. No problem. And then things went quiet. But then later that day, hey, you never sent the money back. I'm like, what money? You sent me a security deposit.
Yeah.
To secure my so I'm not wasting my time. I'm like, that's what a security deposit is. Then what? Oh, that nigga took my money, this and that. No, I did not take your money.
Niggas ain't never rented a place in their life, so they don't know what the fuck a security deposit is.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
you don't get your security deposit back. I mean, you do in an apartment if you don't violate the lease and everything's all good. Yeah,
bro, but it's like, for your business, bro, like, that person wasted my time. Imagine if I didn't take a deposit. Now I'm stuck there.
You know what I just thought of? Maybe you should create a new security deposit that people get back if they show up to the session. A small one. I'm not talking about your regular fee. I'm talking about separate from your fee, right? So think about it. Let's say your fee is like $200 a session, right? You can say, hey, $50, I can hold this slot for you. If you come, and this is not affecting your session money. And if you show up on time to your session, you get your $50 back. I guarantee you that will put a fire up under people's ass, because mentally their brain just goes, ooh, $50. They don't go, oh, I'm just getting what I sent back. They just go, ooh, $50.
they're gonna still give me that $50 back. Like,
What do you mean?
that wouldn't make sense because they're still gonna pay me for my session. So essentially, I'm still getting my $50 back. They're not getting anything back.
What are you talking about? It says separate from your session. Hello? This nigga's confused. He just stay quiet,
bro.
pondering on it. If you charge $200 for a session, right, and you create a new $50 fee, right, a show up fee,
Right.
and you tell them if you show up, you get the 50 back. You're neither gaining nor losing money. You're just holding their money.
Yeah, bro.
And I feel like that will incentivize people to fucking go instead of be like, hey man, I can't pull through this shit. Instead, they're gonna work their entire day around that session. Hey, you trying to chill? Nah, I got a session at 3. Hey, you trying to get some pussy? Nah, I got a session at 3. I don't know. I feel like it's I feel like it's not.
People are gonna people almost always show up once I have that deposit secure because they're like, oh fuck, I already spent this money. Like, but
I was just talking about the people you was talking about that like don't show up and then they think that you took their money.
Fuck that. That's their loss, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I've met so many goofies in this shit. Like, I had a person pull up, right? They told me, so this is why I don't do recording sessions at my house anymore. This person told, all right, bro.
Yeah.
Cardinal rule that you don't do when going to someone else's house. You don't bring a stranger that they don't know without them accepting it.
Wait, say that again?
Pull up to you don't bring a stranger to somebody's house without them knowing.
Oh,
you
no,
don't say,
absolutely
hey, bro,
not.
Yeah, I'm about to pull up, bro. And then you're like, all right, bet. And then you see them pull up and there's a stranger there. What? That makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
So this person, they set up a session and they said, hey, I'm in the Uber. I'm on the way. I'm like, okay, bet. Mind you, they never mention a thing about anybody else. They pull up, not in an Uber. He pulls up in an SUV with 4 other motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I was confused. So I'm behind the gate of my apartment. I'm like, what's good? And he's acting kind of funny because he sees that I'm confused. And he's like, what's going on? I'm like, you tell me, bro. And like from there, bro, like that soiled the relationship because then he's like, oh, Frank don't fuck with me. Nah, bro, it's not that I don't fuck with you. You fucked up. You don't do that.
Yeah.
And it's like people think it's okay, like to do certain things until you gotta check them, bro. Like the service industry, you run into so much stuff because at the end of the day, engineering is a service industry. You are providing a service to artists.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Carlo? Welcome to the chat. Yeah, no, 100%.
Photography is a service-based industry. Videography is a service-based industry. We're providing a service.
Yeah. Human interaction is a fucking service, bro. It takes so much in me to just interact with people. Most people fucking suck. I'm not a nihilist. I'm not, pessimistic. But like, when I mean suck, I don't mean like fucking they're the worst of the worst. I just mean so many people like impose something on you and they need you to believe it in order for y'all to rock with each other, like either be political or religious. Like you tell certain people these days you agnostic or atheist, that's it. Oh, you don't believe in God, you a devil, motherfucker. Boom, you cut off. Oh, you don't fuck with Biden, or oh, you don't fuck with Trump. Boom, cut off.
Oh,
Byron. It's crazy, bro. I saw this woman. She said, I divorced my husband of 50 years because he voted for Trump. And then she stated the reason was because Trump was going to lower taxes for the middle class. And I was like, oh, so he's not racist. So you just divorced your husband because he voted for someone for a particular reason. That's fucking insanity to me. I couldn't imagine my girl saying, I voted for Trump because he wants to... I don't like the First Step Act where he's freeing black African Americans incarcerated 3 to 4 times longer than a Caucasian male over a nonviolent drug offense. And my girl says, that's why I'm voting for him. And I go, that's it. We can't. And I divorce her at like 10 years into the marriage. Like, what? So that's why, well, that's what I
You don't have
mean.
to agree with everything. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I mean by people suck. It's that they're not terrible people. Their fucking judgment of character is so flawed and fucked where I'm just like, I know if I befriend this person somewhere along the line, they're going to misunderstand me in a big way, and then they're going to talk shit, and it's going to be drama. So instead, I just fast forward to that moment in my head, and I decide I'm not going to befriend this person. But yeah, it's been nice talking to you. I'm going to switch caller because I do have people in line, but I appreciate you being my first caller to my first episode of Tokyo, Japan, and Friends.
All right, friend.
It's been great talking to you. Yes, we definitely will. I think I'm going to do this every Saturday morning before noon. Never a set time.
Saturday?
Yeah, today's Saturday.
Oh, damn.
It is, right? Yep, it's Saturday, December 18th.
All right.
But yeah, every Saturday, no set time. It will be before noon. But yeah. Carla says, bye. All right. I'll talk to you soon, brother. Take it easy.
Yep.
Guys, if you want to call in and you do not have Zoom, please download Zoom. It is free and people will be able to hear you better because the audio will come in through the computer, through my headphones, instead of me holding my phone up to the mic like this and them guessing what's going on. I'm actually... Do I have Zoom on my phone? Come on, Zoom, come on, Zoom. Zoom. Wait, is it called Zoom? Am I tripping? Yeah, it's called Zoom. Oh, it's not on my phone. Well, I don't need it on my phone. You need it on your phone. If you want to be part of the call, please download Zoom. Oh, we can talk on Xbox too. If you got Xbox... Bro, there are some people on social media that like at one point just get fucking annoying talking about their significant other. Like that is all they talk about. Like, god damn, bro. I promise there's other things in life they talk about. Whoops. Are you on Xbox? I'll just invite you to a party on there. No, it's definitely not you, Carla. I gotta send this Zoom to Jocelyn. Yeah, just hop on Xbox so we can continue this ball, get this ball rolling so nobody skips you in line. We gotta keep this ball rolling, people. Can I take a smoke break? Hey, what's good? How's it going? I'm just it's my first talk show. I'm having a talk show right now. All this talking makes me so fucking thirsty. How's everybody doing? Saturday morning. I'm feeling fucking fantastic. If my fucking pen worked, I wouldn't have to leave for a smoke break. I got it bad with the nicotine. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to quit. You tired? What, you been working a lot? What's going on? This is all a simulation. I'm wearing a fucking wig. A drawing that came to me and I wanted to turn it to clothing. Right there. Why the fuck am I multiplied like that? You know what helps a lot? Melatonin. I don't know if you've ever wait, I don't know, how old are you? Because if you're a minor, or not minor, but if you're like under 18, I don't think I'm allowed to legally suggest anything to you, but if you're of age, melatonin is really good. It helps you sleep. You'll sleep like a baby. I used to have severe insomnia, and melatonin helped out a lot. I had really bad insomnia at some point. It kind of sped up my aging process. But melatonin is great. Chamomile tea is great. Taking a really hot shower. You can buy it if you're a minor. Oh, really? I had no idea. Yeah, I think it's something you can't even overdose on, right? Where you at, Carla? All right, look. I'm going to take a quick smoke break. Can you type in the chat for me? He went to take a smoke break. I don't want people to bounce on me. I'm going to just go smoke real quick. It'll be quick. And then we can get back to this because I need a cigarette right now. You know how it is. If you're a smoker, you know how it is. I'll be right back. I got it bad. What's up? What's up? We live, baby. But yeah, I think we need more men and women checking each other like, yo, this is not the hill to die on. People choose so many hills to die on that are not worth dying for. So many better ways to go on about life than picking a fight over everything. Let me put some socks on. It's cold in this bitch. Let's get some women in here. We need some women in here. You will go eventually, Jose. I just need women's opinion on a subject I'm about to bring up. It's not something a man can comment on. My charger.
Hello. I'm doing fine. And yourself? Nice. I'm at work, just a heads up. Wait,
My
what?
God, my fucking mic was muted. Carla, thank you so much for the 6 biddies on my 6 titties. I appreciate you. When people donate bits, I just call them biddies on my titties. People like that.
Okay, bet.
Yeah. Okay, so we need more ratchet bitches.
Is that what I'm called in for?
I mean, we could talk about whatever, but I feel like we need more ratchet bitches. I feel like there's too many people not being put in check anymore. Everybody's too soft. We need more women and men. We need ratchet niggas just putting people in check. Everybody's so soft about everything these days.
I mean, that's the problem. Everyone's sensitive, so you can literally get in trouble for anything.
Yeah, and that shit is whack as fuck. What the fuck happened to people having balls? We used to make fun of soft people.
Wait, give me just 1 second. Okay, hello?
Hello?
My bad, I'm sorry, because I'm in the middle of work. But no, exactly, and I agree. But that's why a lot of people just prefer to just fall back and not say a word.
Yeah, I feel like that's dead though. We need
So what's been making you feel that way though?
just so many
Like what's been
people.
going on lately?
Well, like half my life, I get fucking canceled over an opinion, and I'm just like, hey, I might be fucking wrong. I might be super wrong. But that's what opinions are. They're opinions. You can tell me the ocean is made of jelly. It can be your opinion. I can respect it. You're fucking wrong, but it's your opinion. But instead of going, you're wrong, it's your opinion, nowadays there's a cancel that person. Or we don't speak about that person no more. No one has the aptitude or the space to fail, and you're not allowed to fail anymore. If you fail, that's it. It's over for you. You fuck up, it's over for you. And I feel like that's just such a wrong way to go about it. How do you expect the other human being to learn about their mistakes if they're not given the chance to learn?
That's the problem. And I feel like it started from like the youngins, because they see the people that they've surrounded themselves with, like the older people, the mistakes that they have gone, and they feel like they've been getting away with that for too long. So now they're not giving any opportunity for anything else.
So they have no chance to. They don't think
I
that
feel
they're.
like, I'm sorry. I just feel like they believe that people have gone away with a lot of bullshit for too long.
Yeah.
So I feel like now they're like, no, there shouldn't even be any more opportunities anymore and whatnot. Like, they've had their time, they've gone away with things years back. Like, that's why a lot of people like to bring up stuff that people have done like a long ass time ago, but it's all coming to light now. So they just feel like, you've already had your time to get away with shit. So it's like, why now? Not saying I agree with it, because I think it's annoying as hell.
Yeah.
But that's just how it's been.
I just don't get why the concept of living life is getting away with it. It's like, I don't think anyone's getting away with anything. I think people live in their ignorance, and then when they're taught better, they stop living in that ignorance. Like what happened with the F word. It's like, hey man, there's gay people out here that, they don't appreciate you using that word because it's super derogatory. So fucking almost all content, almost every content creator, small or big, stopped using it even with a sense of humor. And that's like a double-edged sword, because I feel like with the Dave Chappelle thing, he'll drop the F word and he'll talk about, people that are, of a different sexual spectrum, and it's all jokes, and then it's immediately, we need to cancel Dave Chappelle. And say, well, no, like, it's comedy. It's just funny. Like, that's what humor is.
And
Carla says, I am nowhere near what I was. I've grown as a person, but still have still have times where I don't think I've grown enough and knock me. Wait, fuck, I am dyslexic as fuck right now. Jesus Christ. I am nowhere near what I was. I've grown as a person, but still have times where I don't think I've grown enough and people knock me down like crazy. Yeah, fuck those people. No one's your fucking meter of growth. That's another thing. People have these expectations of you, fucking based on what? What the fuck are you scaling me on? Who are you? You know what that is? Comparison. And comparison is the killer of happiness. Why are you comparing me to anybody? I am me. Oh, well, this person fucking did it this soon. Why the fuck can't you? Because I'm me.
That's the thing. That's the thing that's like, doesn't make sense. I feel like a lot of people contradict themselves, because they expect you to be a better person, but they're not going to let go of your past or any mistakes that you've done. But yet at the same time, they want you to do better. So it's like, you're not giving any chance of any change, because how are you expecting for me to be better, but you still bringing shit up from the past and stuff? Or just, it doesn't even have to be like far back, but just any mistake that you've done. Whole point is that you already lived that moment, you learn from it, and then it's on, like, you move forward. But people don't allow that.
Exactly. They don't allow for growth.
It's confusing. You can't win. You can't.
No. So I've decided wholeheartedly to just say fuck you. That's really just how I'm living life. Like, if you're here to help me grow, I'm rocking with you. If you're here to judge me and fucking compare me to somebody else's growth or whatever weird way you have of being social with people, I'm not with you, because I don't live my life does I can only coexist with people that live sort of in the same mental space that I do. So if you're not in some type of way in my, like, living with my mental space, I can't live with you, because we're not going to relate. Like, you think being friends means bringing up old mistakes and judging me based on my past instead of helping me grow as a human being, then I can't be your friend. Because how am I going to, it's like I tell people, let's say you're a Democrat and somebody's a Republican. We're not getting into politics, but this is the easiest example. If you're yelling, if you're a Republican, right, and you're yelling at the Democrat, abortion should be illegal, those are babies, and the Democrat is sitting across from you listening to you yell at them about abortion, do you think they're gonna fucking listen to you, or do you think they're gonna wait for you to stop yelling so that they can yell their point across? Nobody learns. But if the Republican goes, I personally don't agree with abortion because, you know, some traumatic experience in my life connected to abortion. I really wanted to have this kid, and my girl said that we were going to have the kid, and then she chose to have an abortion and dump me because she wanted to go with, you know, her ex Michael or whatever. Okay, now you have a personal experience tied to abortion. We understand why you don't, you know, support abortion, and that's your opinion, and you as a human being are allowed to have it. Now this person as a Democrat can explain why they're for abortion. Oh, what if someone is sexually assaulted and they don't want to have the child of their assaulter? They should have the right to go to a clinic and have the abortion because, you know, it was against their will. The life will be brought to life against their will. So each side has an argument, and that's how it is with friendships. Like, if you're fucking not yelling at me, but bringing up my past and my mistakes, and nowhere in that conversation is, here's how I think you can do better, or let me teach you, or let me help you, then what's the point of being friends? I have no room to grow with you. It's toxic.
I was literally having that conversation just last night.
It's an important conversation to have.
Yeah, and I've noticed that because, I mean, especially now, I feel like everybody has been going through the same wave lately. From a couple of discussions I've had with several people, I noticed lately, like, you know, we're at a point in our lives where everybody wants to, like, really change and grow up, do better, this and that and stuff. And during these times, I'm noticing that there's a lot of, like, friendship losses. And lately it's not even about, like, backstabbing or anything, like, childish. I've noticed that it's just like people are starting to not come to understandings with each other. Like, they want to grow, but they're not being fair about it towards the people that they're surrounded with.
Yeah.
Like, they make you feel bad for the things that you've done, so you need to check yourself, you need to improve yourself, you know, be a better person. But then when they have the opportunity to just bitch about something against you, they're ready to bring up your past.
Yeah.
But you're, like, supposed to respect them changing. It's like it's all starting to become confusing now. And lately, like, people are all cutting each other off now because they feel like, oh, you're interrupting my growth, when really it's like, no, it's just like either it's both sides or one-sided. Someone's not being understanding with each other or fair.
Yeah.
And people are still pointing fingers. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. It's double standards amongst friendships where people expect one thing from you, but they don't expect you to hold them to that same standard because for some reason they're special or they're different. When in fact,
yeah, for some reason their side is more valid in some way, and it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So when you try to communicate the way that you, like, they were expecting you to communicate, it just goes nowhere. And that's a frustrating feeling because it's like, you like, you're trying to know where they're coming from, and you badly want them to understand where you're coming from, and they just won't.
Do you think that that's what it is, that the lack of fairness comes from people not relating to the mistake that you're living in, or not relating to what you're going through? Do you think that plays a part?
I think it is, because they both have the same goal, but different experiences. So, you know, and the thing is, it's not always just that. It can be like the other people who don't know where you're coming from are still at least willing to try to hear you out.
Yeah.
Or to try to, you know, like, okay, I don't know how you feel. I don't get where you're coming from, but I see that what it's causing towards you. And then like people actually put that in consideration and then, you know, try to work with you. But then there's just other people who just feel like, because I'm handling things the way I feel like is right, I think you're wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're coming from with this, and I'm not even going to try to figure it out, because the way you're handling it is not exactly how I would if I was in your position. But they don't realize, like, this person is in that position right now. So, you know, see where they're coming from and just try to work with them. It's more frustrating when a person feels misunderstood just because they don't have the same experiences, and it's just annoying.
How do you feel about coming to an understanding of each other's pain and what you're going through, and you guys helping each other grow in that aspect, and you actually realize that you've outgrown that person, that maybe that person was part of the problem? Do you feel like it could be a mutual understanding that you no longer have a, what's the word, you no longer, just the friendship's not going to work because the pain was coming from that person, you just couldn't identify it? Do you think that you could do it in a friendly manner, like, you know, I don't think this friendship is going to last, or, you know, whatever healthy way you can tell that person? Do you think that it's possible to, in a healthy way, disconnect from a friendship where you've grown to the point where you realize that they're part of the problem?
Well, pretty much yes and no, because I still believe it's possible, but from so far from experience, it hasn't happened. So I feel like it's possible if both people are willing to think that way.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, majority of the time, it really is one-sided, because I've had experiences before where, you know, one person feels like they've outgrown the other. Of course, the other one is not going to take that lightly. So then instead of trying to accept it, like, no one wants to be the reason that they were a problem. Nobody wants to be the problem.
Yeah.
So, you know, there are a lot of the times the person won't take accountability or won't accept it, and instead will just point the finger right back at you.
So they haven't grown
at all. So it's just like, even though they feel like they've grown just because they've matured in certain aspects, but when it comes down to it, where you actually have to like face accountability in some way, people don't want to do that. They want to feel like, no, I grew up, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You can't tell me I'm the problem because you're also not perfect. And they're not getting the point. It's like, I know I'm not perfect, but if this is wrong and I'm feeling this way, like, you gotta like try to reflect on it. I mean, because I understand some people get accused for no reason, or people like twist shit,
yeah,
or things are exaggerated, but it's like, many times friendships that can end in a mature way is not always possible.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I've known you like for a large part of my life. I want to say since I was 16? I think 15, 16?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so for as long as I've known you, I have never known you to be a spiteful person who says nasty shit to people, right? Would you agree?
No, I admit I've had my share, like my fair share of toxic moments, but it would be out of like just from emotions, not from true intentions. I've said some hurtful things when I was way younger, just being angry, you know, and majority of the time it's just me projecting, and I've realized that. I didn't even know what the hell projecting was though during those times. I just felt what I felt, and then I just threw it out.
Okay, so let's say more recently. Bad about it after.
Oh, more recently?
So I'd say more recently you're not that type of person, right? So my question is,
Mm-hmm. No, sorry, continue.
So my question is, do you feel like that's because before speaking you think about how it would feel to say those things to yourself, or is it because you actually hold a lot of weight to what words mean, compared to someone who just says things and then lives a life where they're constantly having to apologize to people after talking to them because they said things that they shouldn't have said? Do you think that like, how do you see it? Do you go, okay, if I say this thing, I wouldn't want someone to say that to me, so I'm not going to say it? Or do you go, I think this way and I feel this way, but I'm not going to say it because I can't handle the repercussion if I say this? Like, do you do it out of
Literally,
a good place in your heart, or do you do it out of fear?
in all honesty, both.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, because I've experienced what it's like to be told like some pretty hurtful things, and it could be like sometimes it gets really personal. So like knowing how that feels, it feels terrible. And since then, I always think about that. If I like, that's why I do avoid ever trying to like hurt anybody else's feelings or say anything, just anything bad. But also because I'm not proud of whatever comes out, like whatever words come out.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to like deal with how I feel afterwards, or deal with what that does to that person when it's already been said. So it's honestly both ways.
Have you ever thought of getting it all out and getting to the source of why you express yourself that way? Because last night I was playing Call of Duty. Of course, it's Call of Duty, and somebody called me the N-word. And usually I'm just gonna roast this kid, which is what I did, but I went to a dark place. Like, my replies were very dark. Like, it wasn't just typical roasting. It was like some murderous type shit I was telling this person, to the point where my girl got up from the couch and went and closed the room door and went to the room. And I analyzed it after I had left the lobby that I was saying things so evil that I had made her uncomfortable, and she took it upon herself to leave the room so she wouldn't hear what I was saying. So, like, what I'm getting at is, have you ever thought about getting all of the shit that you've ever wanted to say out, and then start fresh and be like, okay, I don't want to live a life where if a person says anything to me, they can bring me out of character and just fuel hatred inside me? Like, have you ever analyzed yourself and been like, I don't ever from this point on want someone to say something to me and then hold control over me by getting me to react to what they just said? Do you think that you're there, or that you could get there?
I feel like it is there. It's lingering. But I feel like I still, I guess, have enough control to not want to let that happen.
Yeah.
It's very confusing. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still very indecisive of my choices, or just of my thoughts and whatnot, because I just don't know. I never know which one is the right choice.
I think indecisiveness
what is the
is good.
outcomes.
Hear me out. I think indecisiveness is actually good because it shows that you have a conscience, and that you're battling between constantly deciding what's good and what's bad. Whereas there's a lot of people that don't give a fuck. They'll just say the thing or do the thing and deal with the consequences after. And I think you saying, oh, I'm indecisive, or I'm constantly trying to see if this is good or this is bad, that's actually a sign of growth to me. And it's a sign of a genuinely good person at heart, because we don't know all the answers, right? So if you're, like you said, trying to decide what's good and bad, that's just your consciousness trying to, be a better person. It's like, oh, well, maybe you wouldn't have done that 5 years ago. Maybe 5 years ago, you would have like, fuck you, bitch, you fat fuck. Whereas now you'd be like, whereas now you can be like, do I really want to say that? I mean, it's kind of out of character. Like, do I really want to let this person like make me look like the nasty person? You know what I'm saying? So
exactly, yeah.
I feel like that just shows empathy, humanism, I think that's the word, humanism, and just shows your growth in character.
Exactly. I mean, and it's definitely, how do I say, like, sometimes it does feel like hell
Yeah.
being like the bigger person,
Oh yeah.
because it doesn't feel rewarding. Because I mean, at the end of the day, like, I know people do that to be mature, but at the back of their head, people do like to at least feel some type of reward from it.
Yeah.
Maybe not all, I'm not speaking for like everybody, but like the majority from what I've seen, like at the end of the day, you do want some kind of credit, or you want to feel that there's some credit, some good that comes out of it and stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just feels like
Nothing.
yeah, there's just like nothing at the end other than now you just got insulted, you just got disrespected, and you're thinking about it. You're like, did I just let that slide? And you just start thinking, you start wanting to, I guess, for once, not be the bigger person. But then that also doesn't feel rewarding at the end of the day either, because then you just stoop to their level. And so it's,
well,
like
I will say
it's
this.
just,
Sometimes you do not need to be the bigger person. Sometimes you can say, you know what, fuck you. Now, that doesn't mean you need to be petty and say hurtful shit. I'm just saying, sometimes fuck being the bigger person, because sometimes the only way certain people will learn is by you telling them, you know what, fuck you. I don't need to deal with you. I don't need to respond to this. I don't need to fucking go back there with you for the for their 20th time. Hey, thank you so much for the biddies on my titties, Rice Krispie. Thank you so much for joining into the chat. I appreciate you. You don't need to deal with certain people. Like, certain people just don't fucking learn. I've had to cut off people where I've given them a million fucking chances, 1,000,001 chances, and I'm like, all right, here we go again. And then finally one day, as my growth spurt hit, I'm just like, you know what? Fuck you. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. You may feel guilty afterwards, or you may feel like you could have done shit better, but honestly, leave that person to grow with somebody else somewhere else, because at the end of the day, if anybody, doesn't matter who the fuck it is, family, friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, boss, whoever, if anybody is costing you your happiness and getting you to come out of character, you do not need that person in your life if you've gone through so many instances where you've given them the benefit of the doubt and like, okay, this was a mistake, or okay, they're just mad. So many people get away with shit because the nice person goes, oh, they're just mad, like it's whatever, they're gonna calm down. Rice Krispie says, I had to cut my best friend off of years for the same reason. Yeah, like certain people, you give them so many chances and they're still saying shit out of pocket, they're still being disrespectful. You gotta just be like, you know what, fuck you, go grow somewhere else, bro, because you are damaging my inner peace. And why are they damaging your inner peace? Because you love them so fucking much that they have the ability to fuck with you, and they know it, either consciously or subconsciously, but they fucking know it, and they know that thing to say to piss you off, and they do it on purpose or not on purpose to get you down to their level. They fucking know it, because you wouldn't be friends if they didn't know it. And they'll bring up that thing from the past. Oh, well, you did blah blah blah, and this shit has been long dead, that like you've got your karma for it or whatever, but they feel that every time y'all motherfucking argue, they have the right to bring that up. And it's like, fuck you. Honestly, fuck you. Like, cut that person out of your life. Fucking keep growing. You fucking superstar. Everybody's a motherfucking superstar if they looked inside and they realize all the answers you need in life are inside of you. You do not need to be second guessing yourself next to a person who's toxic, puts self-doubt into you. I've seen so many beautiful people, like on the inside beautiful, on the outside, but the inside beautiful, fucking cut their own light off because their friend says, I don't know, I don't think you should be doing that, or it's not that good, or I've seen better, or I don't know, it's kind of not your thing. When in reality, if you fucking told that friend, keep fucking going, like you're just starting, keep fucking going. A year, 2, 3 years later, your friend is fucking killing it in what you could have inspired them to do, but instead you're a fucking asshole and you ain't got shit going for you in life, so you decide to fucking project that onto your friend and put doubt in them. I've seen so many people stop shit because of that, and it fucking, obviously it bothers me because I sound very emotional right now, but I fucking hate it, bro. I hate it. I'm like, bro, they had such a beautiful thing in them. You can see it in their eyes when they talk about it, and you as their fucking friend, you chose to go and tell them to stop it. Fuck you. Honestly, fuck you. There's so many, like you, for example, you're so fucking talented. I wish that I could just fucking, I don't know what it would take to, like, you're making progress. Everybody in chat, this is the person, Mev, who has drawn the fucking skeleton to my NFTs and the reasons that my NFTs are out right now. She's fucking talented. I don't know if people in the past told you you're not that good, or if people told you you could do better, but I'm here to tell you, and so is chat, because almost everyone in this chat room owns one of my NFTs. You're fucking talented.
Yeah.
You're fucking talented. You should keep going, because fucking the sky ain't even the limit. From here to 5 years from now, you can be motherfucking Beeple. You can be motherfucking the new Basquiat. You can be anything you ever fucking wanted to be. There's no reason to doubt yourself, because the skill's there. You're fucking talented. And I just wanted to take this time to, Carla says, hell yeah, go Mev. I just wanted to take this time to shower you with compliments, because you deserve it. You're fucking talented, and we love you.
Thank you. Oh my God. Okay. I did not expect that.
They
But
love
like
it. They fuck with it. You're doing a great job.
So connecting two things that was just talked about, like with the art thing, that main one was mostly just because earlier when I was more passionate about it, it's because a lot of people have told me that art is not something that's taken seriously. But now it's crazy how during these times, that's like, I've never seen art so much more, like,
Yes.
I don't know, it's just been more noticed, and everyone is expressing it. I'm seeing it left and right with these NFTs, people doing it like digitally, or like, it's just everybody's expressing more artwork with either like furniture, interior designing, or anything like that, more than ever, which it blows my mind, because I really wish if I would have just kept going, I would have like felt this wave going on. But you know, like, I'm just starting, a little rough with the motivation, but I'm trying to work on that. But it is exciting to see how important art has become compared to how it was years back.
Yeah.
And you know, those are during the times when people were doubtful about me drawing and whatnot, not because like they didn't feel like I couldn't do it, it's just it felt like no one really cares about art. So it's like, yeah, you're kind of like, you're good at it and all, but focus on something
funny
else.
Because
like,
art rules the fucking world. Music and art is the reason humanity is this far. Like, cultures, trends, food. Like, I've literally tried new drinks, fucked new bitches, done drugs, all this shit because of music. Like, I never knew fucking Asian women had bomb pussy until I heard Juicy J say that shit, and I went and found me an Asian. That's music. That's the I'm just saying, that's the fucking, that's music, art. You look at a fucking painting, bro. I've looked at paintings and I've gotten emotional over this shit. I'm like, bro, this person at this point in time, at this part of our existence in humanity, fucking drew that shit and brought it to life, and it's here, and I can look at it and I can see the fucking process they went through, and it's beautiful. Like, bro, art rules the motherfucking world. Have you ever seen a vagina or a naked woman? That is art. That is literally art. The fucking female body is, I told my girl this other day and she agreed with me. I was like, I can look at naked female bodies in a non-sexual way all day long. It is peak. Shout out to whoever the fuck created curves and boobs and ass and all that shit. Little booties, big titties, little titties. What? And women's eyes. Have you ever looked into a woman's eyes? It's like the source of life. It's like you're looking into where the soul started. The way the eyelashes flick off of the eyelids. I know I'm getting kind of weird right now, but I just I just gotta say, bruh, women are art. The way their hair be flowing in the motherfucking wind, the way that even the way they fucking hold shit. They'll grab, bro. They'll have like 6 things in one hand, and their hand, they got their nails done, and they do that shit like artwork. I can't carry 2 drinks in a Chipotle bag upstairs. My girl's gotta grab the Chipotle bag, and I gotta take the drinks. She can do that shit by herself. Y'all just have a way about you that's like, is magic. So for people to be like, yeah, people don't take art that motherfucking serious, I'm like, that's fucking cap. Art rules the world. Women rule the world. Yeah, that was my rant about pussy and art.
You said, yeah.
Art has been so therapeutic for me recently, says Rice Krispie. Yeah, I found someone, like Mev sends me, I go, she'll be like, okay, what's next? What are we doing? And then I go, I don't, like, for the recent one, I was like, I don't know, let's do something different. And she fucking sends me the Demon Slayer one, the one you guys went crazy for in chat. And I fucking, the hours it takes now to color in, because I used to just go fill bucket on Photoshop. You guys might know that from school. It basically is, you pick a color and then you click wherever you want the color to be filled in, and then it fills it in, right? So the older NFTs, I was just filling in color, and it would fuck up the line work, and the edges would look, jagged. But now that I color things in, it looks so much fucking better. And this is to say that the hours I spend coloring things in and zooming in and zooming out and seeing how it looks, that I fuck up and redo that, it's so fucking therapeutic. I feel like artists have that advantage. Like, even if the world doesn't get to see a drawing you worked on for 18 hours or 48 hours or whatever, to you, that shit was a therapy session. I don't know if you feel that way about when you draw, but I feel that way whenever I create something. I feel like it's just therapy.
No, I do. That was one of the things that was my favorite back then when I was more into it. It's like, you really do get lost in the moment. You don't care how much time has passed, but you're so focused in that art piece and the satisfaction that you get when it's finally completed. So the whole time you've just been at peace, out of trouble, just in your head. And then once it's done, it's like an accomplishment.
Yeah. Fucking art. Oh shit, what happened? I think my camera froze.
It did.
Hold on, let me restart the camera. Why you do this to me? Oh no, why isn't it popping up? We're having technical difficulties. I know you guys can still hear me, just bear with me. Okay. Is it working? No, it's not. What the fuck is going on? I'm gonna be so pissed if I have to restart my fucking stream. It looks that way. Oh. No. False alarm. Hold on.
Okay, while you're doing what you're doing, give me just 1 minute here.
Okay. Brandon says that you can woodwork. I did not know you do woodwork, Carla. That's awesome. There we go. Camera's back. But yeah, art is motherfucking is therapy. I'm actually going to, I'm going to segue into Carla. So Mev, I don't know if you can hear me, but
yeah, actually I was gonna say I gotta go
work. Yeah, I appreciate your time though. That was a great conversation. Thank you so much for being the second caller on Tokyo Japan with friends. I hope to have you whenever else you're free. I think I'm gonna do this every Saturday before noon. There'll be no set time, but when everyone's on board to call in, I'll do it before noon every Saturday. So
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, thank
All
you
right.
for
Well, thank you
joining.
for having me.
Thank
Bye.
you for being here. Thank you for being amazing. Have a great day at work. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye. Okay. Next caller up is Barla the Unicorn. Just make sure I make this private. Yeah, invite only. My fucking camera froze again.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for Xboxing in to
Xboxing in. Yeah,
to
thank you
get
for
your hand
having
with
me.
friends. Okay, my camera is being stupid, so I'm gonna restart the stream, everybody. So, oh, there we go. Never mind. I'm not restarting anything. But yeah, I first of all, welcome to the show. Thank you for being my third caller. How are you feeling today? How's your day been
Doing
so
good.
far?
I went to work for a little bit. It was overtime, so that wasn't too bad.
Ooh, nice.
And then, yeah, and then I came home. Well, no, I went to Ross and then I came home, and now I'm just sitting in front of my
Gotta hit the
Xbox.
Ross with the discounts and the TJ
Oh,
Maxx. That's my
yeah.
fucking places to go.
I went to go get DJ a birthday present.
Uh
I got her this cute Cocoa Melon little bus thing. I was like, this is dope.
huh. I went to Target like 2 days ago, and they had this whole section just of onesies, and I wanted to get them all, but you know.
I bought Brandon a NASA onesie.
What? Where did you get
Yeah.
that?
At Lidl.
At
Lidl
what?
grocery. Lidl, it's a grocery store.
Damn, I don't even think we have that out here. A NASA onesie.
Yeah.
I
It's
might have
pretty
to
cool.
join the Space Cadets. That's fire. But yeah, I want to get your opinion on well, there's a couple things I want to get your opinion on. I guess I'll start off with how do you feel about the pressure that people feel these days to be perfect? Because like I was talking with Mev, it feels like most people these days expect you to be perfect. You can't make mistakes, and if you do, you're canceled or you get no chance to grow. How do you feel about that?
Uh, from an outside looking in, I don't agree with it. Like, people make mistakes,
Yeah.
especially when ones are like, when they show someone, they're like 10 years ago they did blah blah blah, and I'm like, that was 10 years ago. So much happens then.
Yeah.
Like, there's like, you've been friends with me long enough that I'm not gonna say it out loud, but you like, sorry if I get emotional, you've heard me say things that I do not agree with anymore.
Yeah.
That is not who I am. So it's like, things definitely grow. You grow as a person,
Yeah.
and I feel like you shouldn't get stoned for something like that.
Yeah, not at all.
If what you're, so like, if you did something horrible, obviously not like kill a puppy or anything, but if you did something horrible,
we don't fuck with animal cruelty
yeah,
over here, bitches.
If you do it once, we're not friends. Like, no.
Yeah, you get no
That is not
pardon
it.
for
You're
that,
canceled.
bro.
You're
What's
canceled.
wrong with you, you psychopath?
Yeah. There's so what I was saying, so if like somebody did something really bad that everyone's like, you know what, fuck that, you're canceled, how did we ever let you get so big? But like, now they ended up using their money for the greater good, and like it like opens an orphanage / school, like just does something that's super awesome.
Yeah.
Why would you barbecue them for their past?
Exactly. Like we
like
said,
if,
unless it's no, continue.
Oh no, you're fine. Go ahead.
Like we said, unless it's like something super horrible, like, you know, fucking killing puppies or, you know, something to do with kids or anything like that, then yeah, fuck you. But everything else, it's like, even with the baby situation, I thought what he said was absolutely disgusting. but I appreciate the way Miley Cyrus came out. Like, everyone else was like, fuck the baby. And Miley Cyrus, who's gay, like, everybody knows she's gay, she came out and said,
She's
hey.
gay?
Yeah,
No,
she.
Sorry.
Oh. You got me there. I was about to be like, yeah, she's actually pretty gay. But yeah, she came out instead and made a public post saying, hey, what you said was very ignorant, but I'm willing to teach you why those type of statements are hurtful and have physically caused people to take the lives of people who are gay because of that way of thinking. If you like to talk, we can do it in private, and I can show you why you've gotten so much of a backlash. And I felt like that is a gay person saying that. No one, all these straight people saying like, fuck this person, let's cancel them. They have less of a place when a gay person comes out and says, hey, I'm willing to talk to you. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
it was horrible.
Seriously, you look at it as in you would kill for a second chance. So not why wouldn't you give someone else a second chance?
Exactly.
Like, if you were in that predicament, but it's how people respond on the other end. Like,
yeah,
some people are like, oh yeah, open my mind. Like, okay. Then there's other like, no, this is what blah 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 blah.
yeah.
Then I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. The response, the response is everything on both sides. If he would have said, fuck y'all, I don't need to learn anything, that's how I feel, then okay. Like, we know now, like, that's where you stand, that's how you will continue to think. I don't need to respect you for your opinion, because it's not an opinion based on like I said before, oh, the ocean's made of jelly. You're now having an opinion that can physically harm people, because millions of people listen to your music, so I'm not gonna cancel you. I just don't have to subscribe to your music anymore. But I'm not gonna then. I just don't believe in canceling, and it never ever fucking works. When was the last time someone got canceled where it actually worked? I think the only person was like C.K. Lewis, but then he's doing shows again. So I don't think canceling actually. Like, people say, oh, they're canceled, but they're still getting $1 million deals under the table.
Yeah.
They're still an artist. Like, they're still living their fucking life. Y'all act like canceling takes people back to the projects and, like, they lose everything. Like, some canceling god comes over and goes, I'm taking this $10 million out of your bank account because you said some shit. So I just feel like there's a more constructive way. And with friendships, too, I feel like, I'm sure you've gone through this. I've lost a good amount of friends because of things that I've said, whether I was right or wrong. Instead of them choosing to have a conversation with me about it, they chose to block me or cut me out of their life. Like, I had a friend I recently reconnected with, and she knows who she is, and instead of messaging me to tell me, a certain thing I said was ignorant because I had said something about a certain community. I'm not gonna say it on Twitch because I don't want someone to pull this up years later and be like, oh, well, you talked about you saying this. But I said something, and it was in a joking manner, but this person identifies as that part of that community, and so she chose to block me. So my response to that was, wait, we've been friends for like 10 years. Why didn't you just come to me and say that I offended you, and then gone from there? I feel like, at least, if you're good friends, you owe that to your friend. Instead of just going, okay, snip, you're out of my life, And then we had that conversation, and ever since then, she has seen that I'm in no way being malicious. Like, it was just jokes, but
I have been cut out of many friendships with just a quick block. It sucks because where I've grown as a person and where I am now in life, there's some friendships I miss, and I was not at my best, and there were times I was truly toxic, and I'm like, I want to reconnect and be like, I've changed as a person. I try to understand everyone's perspective a little more. There are some friendships I truly miss, and I have been cut off a few times like that.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
No, it's not fun. Do you think that maybe you not being in their life is the universe taking them down a path where they'll learn that cutting off is not the way, and maybe down the line they might hit you up sometime? Or do you feel like some of those people that you're not in contact with anymore will not reach that level of growth, and they'll forever just discard you and be like, nah, fuck her, like I don't need her back in my life? Or do you think it's still possible?
I would like to think that, but you know, everyone's different.
Yeah.
And I can't hold it against them that they aren't willing to, because they could have been. There are people that you just can't get past, and you're like, that's just not for me.
Yeah.
And I can't hold that against them. It would be nice, but
it's kind of like you don't get to decide how someone reacts to something you said to them or done to them.
Yeah.
Which I needed to learn. Like that took me a while.
Oh.
Like
yeah.
A while.
Same.
Like I remember I've even said things to you. We're well past that, but I said things to you that were hurtful, where I then would go, oh, it's not that big of a deal, like stop reacting that way. And that is so shitty to say to someone, because you don't know if that was their breaking point. You don't know if they're extremely sensitive to that. You don't know if they were having such a shit day and you just piled up on it, and they take that decision out on you, because guess what? You just became the common denominator of shitty things in their life. And the easiest thing is to put it out on a person, because you can't put it out on an inanimate object. I mean, you can punch things around your house, but you can literally take someone and be like, you know what, fuck you, I don't need you in my life, da 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 da, and then you just burnt that bridge. So I think people also need to realize, yo, what up, Tech, welcome to the chat, appreciate you stopping by with Tokyo Japan and friends. People are in your life for reasons or seasons, and that's fine, says Rice Krispie. That's fucking bars right there. I think that's also true. Some people, whether they can forgive you or not, sometimes you have to decide for yourself that you actually are not going to go and try to rekindle that friendship, because too much was said there, too much was done there. You've grown enough to realize you were wrong. You admitted you were wrong, but you just know it's not going to be the same anymore. And I've had, people like that. But validate people's emotions, people. It's not fair to say something to someone out of your own free will and then tell them how they should react to it. It's not fair.
I've had one friendship that I was cut off just like that, and within a day, that I rekindled a couple years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago, and now I love her. We're such good friends now. I'm glad that we're back in it. At first I was very hesitant because of the way things ended, but sometimes you gotta take that second chance, because I adore that friendship. She's such a good person.
That's such a beautiful thing. Is rekindling a friendship and then you realize, fuck, this is like better than it was before.
We both grown. Yeah, she's prime example of, like, if that were to happen, we both grown. We're both okay. I mean, we're never gonna be as close as we were, but now that we're older, there's only a couple of people that you actually see on a daily basis.
Yeah, which sucks. It's like the older you get, the less connection you have with all these people. Like, I saw last night actually a post on my memories on Facebook that said, one day you went outside with your friends for the last time and you didn't even realize it. And that shit got me in my fucking feelings, because, like, yeah, I still have some of those people in my life who are my best friends, but some of those people I hardly talk to anymore, and it hurts going back through the memories and seeing us together at, like, Burger King or King's Dominion, or, just sharing a laugh. And now it's like, damn, I can't even message hello to this person because I don't even know how that would go. And it hurts sometimes, because you're like, could I have handled this better or differently? Could I have maybe not said that one thing, or should I have said something in their moment of need? But you weren't grown enough in that moment to handle it properly, so you didn't. And you don't have that friendship anymore. Tech says people do shit for clout. They're so quick to cancel, quote unquote, or cut ties with people so they can post memes saying get rid of people who don't serve a purpose in your life, etc. Oh yes, that's so true. People turn people into a meme to then use it for their own toxic friendships or relationships. Like, it's like, here's a picture of someone who fucked up. Now this justifies me cutting people off in an unhealthy manner. That's used so much in social media, and it's so fucking toxic. So much toxic behavior is enabled and encouraged on social
You
media.
can grow from toxicity.
Yeah, you can.
But if you're willing to. I actually last weekend, Brandon and I were having like a really good heart to heart, and we were, he did bring up the fact that like I have come a long way with my toxicity. I definitely brought a lot of baggage from my exes with my relationship with my ex, and I didn't think anything at the time, but now that I've grown as a person, I can look back and I'm like, that was not fair of me to act the way that I did sometimes.
Yeah.
And he he's 100% with me. I try to be 100%. It feels so good not to hear somebody go from 0 to 100 real quick, and you being able to calm yourself that you don't go 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah.
I didn't. With my ex, that was all we knew.
Yeah.
So
I feel that 100%.
If you're willing to unlearn it, it's a beautiful thing what you create with people.
It is. And I feel people need to start teaching themselves like, hey, you're lonely, you want to find someone, like, okay, awesome. No one wants to die alone. There's a very select few people on this earth who truly do want to die alone. They don't want to marry, they don't want to be with a couple, they want to literally die alone. And kudos to them. But the majority of the population wants someone. Okay, so you're lonely, right? So you need to stop looking at women or men and saying that they ain't shit, right? And you need to look inside and see, what can I fix within myself? Because what you are is what you attract. And if you are feeling nothingness inside and you are toxic as fuck, you may get lucky and find someone that's willing to help you grow. But a lot of the times, no one worth your time is coming towards you because the universe doesn't want to do that to somebody else. So what you have to do, look inside you and work on shit. Because, bro, when I first started my relationship with my girl, I had so many trust issues coming into it. Like, it was not perfect, bro. Like, I was just, and it fucking fucked with my head that she trusted me so much. Like, I remember to test her out one night, we're on FaceTime, and it's like 2 a.m, and I go, oh, hey, I gotta go. She's like, oh, okay, that's cool. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with my friend Brenda, which is a female name. And then she's like, oh, okay, make sure you put on a jacket because I remember you told me it's cold. And I started laughing, and I was like, what? I was like, you're worried about me being cold? I just told you I'm going to a female's house at 2 a.m. She's like, and her response was like, taught me that I needed to grow. She was like, oh, well, I trust you. If I didn't trust you, then what's the reason for me to talk to you? And I was like, damn, I never fucking thought of it that way.
Damn, we both dated level-headed people. We're fucked up. The shit y'all dealt with, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry. I was like, I could be going to get my dick wet. She's like, so why waste your time talking to me if you're gonna lie to me? Why would you live a lie? And I was like, I just sat there like, this was supposed to be a joke, and now it's a life lesson. Mom, I'm scared. Come pick me up.
Dude,
I didn't.
Like with me, I think my most toxic thing, and Brandon did let me know. He was like, so with my ex, like shit went south. It was not a good relationship. Me being alone before dating Brandon, that was the happiest I've ever been. So I was quick to be like, that's fucked up, we're breaking up. And he's like, what? That was my thing. I was willing to walk out at any time because I was like, I don't want to waste another 4 years so unhappy.
Yeah. You had the fear of that happening.
Yeah. So that was my like super toxic trait that I had to unlearn. Like it's fucking real.
It is fucking real. The damage that people
makes
do
you
to
act
you.
like, yeah.
Tech says one of the biggest lies out there is never change. That is fact.
Yes.
That is fact. Please change. When people go, oh, you've changed. I hope so, nigga. It's been 10 years. Like, what you mean? Did you think I was gonna stay the same for the past decade? That's crazy, bro. You changed. Yes, you should too, bro. We don't treat women like bitches no more, bruh. We out here being respectful. Now, if she calls herself a bitch and she wants to be treated like a bitch, then respect the bitch and treat her as such. But if she don't, then, you know, you need to grow. Rice Krispie says people need to learn to work on themselves before bringing their energy into other people. The person I'm talking to and I both discussed that we need a lot of growth before we're ready to date anyone. So we're going at a slow pace, and honestly, I'm so glad. So many of my past relationships have been rushed.
Yes, I love that.
That's fire.
I cannot say the same. Brandon and I moved a little quickly, but
who you telling?
4 years.
Moved across the country like 2 months and a half into talking. I moved to Texas.
We moved it together 2 months.
Yeah, bro.
Well.
We're on the same
4
boat.
months.
Or no, okay, I'm lying. No, I went to visit. So we started talking September. I visited for Halloween, and I moved in December like 18th, I think, or something like that. But that's still soon as fuck. Well, some people have been dating for 5 years and they're just now moving in.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It worked.
Some stuff went down, and that's why we ended up moving together. It wasn't like it was like part of the plan right away.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't change a thing.
Same.
We've gone through so much. We're in our third home together.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
Lots happened.
Like mental growth and literally physical growth. Like you guys have moved to different spaces. You've gone through different things, and I feel like that's another thing that people should realize is that nobody's perfect. Relationships are not perfect. When someone out there in the public or social media says, "I have the most perfect relationship," yes, they do, because to them it's perfect. Somebody else's perfect might not be your perfect. So stop comparing your relationship to their relationship, because maybe their perfect is that their boyfriend gets shit-faced and puts holes in the wall once every 3 months, but everything else is perfect.
You're so extreme.
I'm putting it to the extreme to allow the less extreme to be accepted, but that is really fucking extreme. Let's say that's the one thing that sucks, right?
She's like, I love reconstruction. I love
fixing the holes in the wall.
I love fixing. Like I
put goodie bags in them.
That's why.
But yeah, like maybe that's her one thing that she lets fly because everything else is perfect, right? Now let's switch it to you. Are you gonna be cool with your boyfriend and girlfriend putting a hole in the wall every 3 months when they get shit-faced drunk? Probably not. So, and that's just, to me, it's like ABC 1, 2, 3. That's so common sense to me, at least. Don't compare your happiness to someone else's, because comparison is the killer of happiness. Work with your partner. You know, I'm no one to tell you with what to work on. Maybe they've slept around while y'all were dating because they have deep commitment issues, and they think that if they don't cheat, that you're gonna cheat, and they're gonna look stupid. So before they look stupid, they go out and cheat, so that if you do fuck up, they're like, oh, well, I had a backup nigga or backup bitch anyway, so fuck you. Like, that's a legitimate thing. I know people who literally will go cheat on someone who's 100% faithful with them.
Rude.
It is rude, because they have a fear that that person's gonna drop the other fucking shoe one day and they're gonna look stupid. And I'm like, bro, stop caring about looking stupid and fucking commit to this person. I know you have deep traumatic commitment issues. It all starts from childhood. Your dad couldn't commit to your mom, or your mom couldn't commit to your dad. They split. Then your mom went through like fucking 7 boyfriends. You never had a Christmas with one nigga in the house. It was always a different nigga every year. The one nigga gave the best gifts. One nigga told you to go fuck yourself. One nigga gave you cigarette burns. I know it's fucking hilarious and traumatic. I'm extreme, bro. I'm crazy. I know you've gone through some motherfucking shit, but you need to learn to grow, because when you have kids, you do not want your kids to be like you before growth, because you're gonna hate your fucking kids. You're gonna hate. I see people brag about their kids being shitty and toxic, and I'm like, yeah, wait till that kid's 10 years old that can tell you to go fuck yourself and starts getting arrested, you know, with misdemeanors and shit. You're gonna wish you never fucking had the kid. You need to grow. I started living with Benjamin's mom 5 months after meeting her for the first time. Yeah, bro, shit happens. Shit happens. You just have a connection with someone.
You take your time.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do.
Do
whether that's quick time or long time.
Exactly. And don't let anybody you know, come
It's
in between
your
there.
time. You're taking your time with it.
Exactly. Like I said, comparison is the killer of happiness, and I've never been so content in life. Like, yeah, financially, I wish I was in a better place, but who fucking doesn't? Like, most people wish they were financially more stable. That's just the reality of living in America. But everything else, my mental health, like creatively, like everything else, I can check off on the box of like grown in progress and loving it. But yeah,
Excuse me.
stop gauging your happiness and where you are in your relationship compared to other people. But yeah, and then the other question I had for you is, how do you feel about compromises in relationships? I had this conversation with my girlfriend the other night, and one thing in our relationship that is allowed is threesomes. Like, it's just on the table. And my girl, it fucking so happens that my girlfriend is bisexual, so it works out for me. And she said that.
Wait. Sorry. Oh, look, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my headset died. What did you say?
Oh, I said, all right. So my other question is, how do you feel about compromises? Because I had this conversation with my girlfriend the other night. Is that one thing that's on the table in our relationship, at least, is threesomes, and it just happens to work for me because she's bisexual, so she loves women as well, and I let her be that way. Like, she'll tell me a certain girl, she's like, man, I wish I could fuck her, like, she's so beautiful, and I let her express that because it's who she is. She's gay, she's bi, so threesomes are on the table. And then she said, what do you do when you're in a relationship with someone who doesn't align with your one wait, there's sound coming through my headphones, so I don't know what it is. Thank you so much, Voidmaker, for the follow. Welcome to the Tokyo Japan community. You are now watching Tokyo Japan with friends. But yeah, what do you do when your significant other cannot meet up with a compromise that you really, really, really... I got fucking lucky. My girlfriend's down for threesomes. What do you do in a relationship when your significant other cannot meet you there on the compromise, and you really want that compromise? Like, is there something...
Old me, old me, toxic me would have been like, fuck that. Like, that sucks.
I'm out.
Where I'm at in life and where I'm at in my relationship, one thing that it's funny that you bring that up. So I'm also bisexual, and I have been in a threesome, and I was allowed to make out with girls and do stuff at parties like that. I look back at it now, I'm like, Jesus. But damn, sorry, I'm a little fried. I forgot where my fucking point of contact was.
You were just saying that you've been
sorry, guys.
You've been gay before at parties. My question was, yes. How do you deal with someone who won't meet you at the compromise?
So Brandon, all he has ever known has been monogamy. I was like, what?
I was like, what?
I was like, never. And that was something I had to slowly come to terms with. As far as but now that I look at it, it's best to go into a threesome or into something that will benefit the both of you, and that you guys are both absolutely on the same page for.
Yeah.
Because like you have to make sure that there's not going to be an ounce of jealousy, that you guys are going to be open.
Yeah.
Through all of it. That's something to think about. That
my girl's rule is we can't do it with a girl that we know, because she doesn't want to see me doing something with a woman that who can later come back and be like, you know, throw in her friendship into it, or oh, I've always low key liked Ishmael or whatever. Like, she doesn't want any of that to be a possibility. So the number one rule is it cannot be a girl that we know.
But, you know.
Yeah. Which kind of sucks, but I mean, I'm willing to compromise if I'm even being told that we can have threesomes. But because I immediately, when she said it's cool, I was like, okay, well, I have a list of girls that I know.
Jeez, please.
I'm sorry, I'm so brutally honest. I'm gonna get myself in trouble, actually.
You're...
I had, let's say past tense, I had a list of girls that I'm like, okay, so my girl's fucking hot, so that girl's definitely gonna say yes to my girl and me in a threesome. Yeah, thank you so much. So what's up? But then she goes, okay, but one rule, it can't be a girl that we know. And I'm like, fuck. So I started thinking, how can I pretend that I don't know a girl that I do know? But then I was like, okay, now you're being cynical about it. Stop it. I'm just going to get amnesia and forget everybody I went to school with. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I told myself. Sorry. That's like what my inner evil me saying that's still what we're going to do. That's not what I'm going to do, people. I've grown. I'm not going to plot on people that I know personally.
But stray away from that certain compromise, even like small things, like
big time small things are very important. That's what I told my girlfriend. I was like, you know what a relationship is? It's a fancy word for compromise. That's what it is. If you really think about it, you're compromising to not be single, you're compromising to not fuck around, you're compromising to live with this person. You're compromising to learn their behaviors and deal with their behavior, because some days you have bad days, and your significant other, I'm not saying support toxicity, but they should, you know, be like, okay, she or he's having a bad day. Let me cut him some slack. Some days it's not 50-50, bro. Some days it's 10-90. There's some days when my girl's at 10, she's fucking exhausted. She's on her period. She's in cramping pain where she can't even stand up. Like, she has no appetite. You think I'm gonna fucking tell her, yo, where's your 50%? Nigga, what? Hey, get up off the floor with your cramps and cook me dinner, bitch.
No.
Like, no.
But yeah. I mean, there's both of us. We've now have normalized that when we come home and one of us has a super rough day, we look at each other and we're like, I gotta clock out. And, you know,
that's beautiful.
It's fine. It's fine.
Clock out.
No, seriously, because there's
beautiful.
days I come so mentally exhausted, and I just look at him and I'm like, can I just go straight to bed? And he's like, yeah. You know, like, I'll have a pile of dishes, and he's like, yeah, I'll finish the dishes. Or, you know, the same thing with me. Like, I'll go ahead and cook you dinner. You know, like that.
Yes, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. I love to hear that shit. That sounds like a fucking healthy relationship to me. That's how my relationship is. Like, bro, yesterday, I was playing video games, but I just was not feeling it. And my girl looks at me and then she's like, you're not all the way there, huh? And I was like, no, I'm not feeling it. She's like, I'm gonna make us dinner. I was like, no, it's okay, I'll do it. She's like, no, you sit down, you cook dinner last. And it's not like we take turns like, oh, you cook dinner, so now I cook dinner. But she was like, you cook dinner last, I'm gonna cook dinner, you just relax. And to have someone understand when you're clocked out is so fucking important, because I can't imagine dating someone who thinks you gotta be clocked in at all times. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Like, come home and you're exhausted and they expect all this energy and attention from you all the time. I can't do that. There's just days where you gotta tell them, like you said, I gotta clock out.
I'm just looking at a big dog just slumped on the floor.
But yeah, I'm happy to hear the progress that you have, like, with yourself. I was gonna ask you how you're doing as far as mental health goes. I didn't want to get too personal because I know it is on stream. I was gonna surface level the topic, but judging from like what how just the way you're speaking, your voice, the energy you have, you sound like you've made so much fucking progress, and it makes me emotional because I'm one of your best friends, and I
You're gonna
know
make me emotional.
I've
Thank
known
you.
where you've come from. It was such a dark place, and to see you shine like a fucking star right now, to me that's like fucking
Thank you.
beautiful. I'm just like, wow, my best friend is in such a great place. I'm so fucking happy for you. I wish you nothing but fucking love, success, happiness, because you fucking deserve it. You've made so much
Thank you.
progress. Like I'm happy that you're fucking here, and I'm happy that the way that you're here is better than the way you were here before, and it's
Thank you.
amazing. It's fucking amazing.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm just tearing up. I'm okay. I mean, I'm a lot better, like you said, from where I was.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm at a place now where I can realize my triggers and realize what makes me unhappy,
Yeah.
rather than being everything makes me unhappy.
Yeah.
I'm over it. Like, I can see if there's, I can feel if something triggers me, or I'm like, this is not it. Like, I try to stop it in its tracks. It doesn't always work.
Yeah.
Mental health is a bitch. But
Yes, it is.
Thank you. I feel like I've come a long way from where I came from. So, thank you.
No problem. Tech says, what do y'all think about the time limit that society puts on relationships for marriage? Example, you've been with him for 3, 4, 5 years and still no ring? I can let you answer that first, or I can answer that first. Either way.
I guess I can answer.
Yeah, go for it.
So I think that's another, be 100% open about it, that you guys are both ready, because maybe from a female perspective, or even or like when people are like, we've been together, I don't understand why he hasn't proposed yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, there are those people, but if your significant other isn't ready, but they've made commitments in other ways, take your time on it. I feel like, but if you guys are ready for it and you end up getting married within 4 months, I don't want to hear the whole, you guys only known each other for 4 months. It's, even if your marriage doesn't last and it was only for an additional month and you ended up broken up, at least at that moment you guys both were in that same mindset.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that you have to work with your partner on, and speak and see what you want there really to be. So that's my answer. What is yours?
Jesus Christ. Sometimes I don't even recognize who's talking. Not in a bad way. Just the amount of growth you made. That answer was so based. Like, that was perfect. Like she said, you need to be on the same page. If it lasts 8 months, you were both on the same page. And sometimes that's one of the most beautiful things life can give you. Like, I've seen older people be like, I was married to her for 40 years, and at 40 years we decided that we no longer loved each other like we used to, so we split, but we're still best friends. I often send her gifts. She calls me to make sure I'm doing fine. We still have a lot of love for each other, but we're not together no more. And I look at that, I'm like, that's fucking beautiful. I don't want to end up that way. Like, I want to die with mine. But those people were on the same page and still are. Like,
so my one of my favorite things to look when I look at Brandon is like, you're who I want to spend the simulation with forever.
yeah,
I'm like, if we gotta go through this life, you're my ride or die.
yeah, that exactly. I don't want to I don't want to do this again with somebody else. Like, I tell my girl, for any reason, I know it's not gonna happen, but for any fucking reason we break up, that's it for me. I'm selling everything I own. I'm backpacking it across the world. I'm getting lost. I'm losing my phone. Don't hit me up because you won't see me for the next 5 to 10 years. And she's like, for real? Like, that's what you do? I was like, yeah, I would just get lost. I would not, like, bruh, I've grown attachment to you, in a spiritual and physical way that I've never had with anyone else. So if I were to lose you, I'm going to then choose to lose myself, because I can then not live with who I am at that moment, because that person's reality is you, and I can't live with that reality anymore because you left me. So I'm gonna lose who that version of Ishmael is. I'm gonna go out into the fucking world, find a new version of me. I'm gonna be in some motherfucking pain, but that's what I would do. And she's like, well, that's interesting, but you don't ever need to do that, because I plan to die with you.
I appreciate it, but it's not needed.
But it's not necessary. And then Tech he's asking about like the outside opinions of people, which I can tell you, if you are dating someone who values
your mic keeps breaking up.
Oh, really? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
If your significant other values other people's opinions over the reality of your relationship, you need to have a talk with them and let them know that Facebook comments are not a pillar of your relationship, because it's weird that a woman will go to work and her fucking bitter single baby mama head ass donkey teeth coworker will tell her 3 years already and no ring. He's obviously talking to someone else. What the fuck does she know?
So not in the thing of marriage, but like with like cute little dates, I still have that toxic trait, and I know I need to stop. And that's what we were talking about. I think that's what brought up us being open, and how, because that's the little things. I think that's my love language. Just because that's what I give others, no matter the bond, whether it's a significant other, a family member, a friend. Like, I'm that person that you brought up. You loved chocolate covered pretzels 3 years ago. Yeah. I'm gonna get you chocolate covered pretzels. That's just who I am. I want to make sure that I remember the small things.
Yeah, you're definitely like, you're like you definitely show love through, I think, you got a balance. Thank you so much for dropping in and great questions. I appreciate you, man. But yeah, I've known you always to show love through so the small things, like, hey, I heard you love Supernatural, so I got you this Supernatural chain or whatever.
Oh, like, yeah, our first Christmas, I think I nailed it in the park. I was like, heck yeah. So,
but yeah, no, keep going.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that, like, yeah, people's opinions, like, they should not matter, bro. If you're in a relationship with someone, you're dating them. You're not dating them and Facebook, or them and Twitter and Instagram. Like, talk to your significant other and be like, hey, what is a realistic timeline for you? And I hate timelines, but what is a realistic time for you where you feel like we should tie the knot, right? And if they go, and this is something you should talk about in the beginning, because you don't want to be 4 or 5 years in and you've been waiting for a ring around 3 to 4 years because that's just what you expected, and they're thinking 5 to 10 years. That's very important.
That shit right there, I think that was the number one thing that, like, I could not fucking stand with my ex, was he had issues with things, but motherfucker thinks I'm Professor X, that I can fucking read your mind. And then he'll bring it up drunk, like a year later. I don't like when you fucking. I'm like, what? You had time to process. Yeah. I could have processed with you if you had told me.
Exactly.
So that right there is back to the whole, like, if you wanted a ring at 3, but you never brought it up, there's no physical reason for you to be upset.
Yeah.
That they didn't know that they didn't do it.
Yeah, that's fucking facts, bro. Like, talk to them. If they go, hey, I think it's cool that maybe, like, let's say it's year 2, so I'm in year 2 and some change with my girl, right? And let's say she goes, like, a week from now, like, she's like, hey, I think ideally maybe 6 years from now or 4 years from now, I would like to be married. Now that gives me an idea, and come on, guys, men out there, if you're really trying to be romantic, if your girl says fucking 5 years, make that shit 3.5 or 4. She doesn't literally mean on fucking 4 years and 11 months in to propose to her. Stop being a jackass. You want to be so fucking literal about the shit that she says to you, but when she tells you to take out the trash on Monday, you think it means Thursday. Like, you motherfuckers, bro, I know how niggas be acting. You motherfuckers are selective listeners. So if your girlfriend says, I love going on cute dates, that does not mean that once every 5 months she likes to be taken to Red Lobster. That means that her love language is you taking her out on cute dates, even if it's to get a fucking ice cream cone. You don't understand. That means like, the world to her.
But what if she like those biscuits?
Oh no, there's nothing wrong with no. There's nothing wrong with Red Lobster.
What if she like? What if she was like, you know what? I want to try every fucking thing on this menu.
There's nothing wrong with Red Lobster. What I'm saying is like,
hold on, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's dogs. We love dogs here. What I'm saying is if someone, love language is what I'm saying. Please, if you're dating someone, learn their love language. If the girl or if a guy tells you, I love having alone time with the boys and I love cooking a good steak. Create an opportunity where you go, I don't want to cook tonight. Do you want to cook anything? Like, and then boom, there he goes. How do you feel about me cooking us a really good steak, mashed potatoes, baked mac and cheese, whatever the fuck? You just gave him an opportunity to live in his love language.
Have you seen the that tweet?
Wait, hold on. Jennifer said this a minute ago and I haven't said it yet. She says, my ex and I lived in a townhouse with 3 other roommates, and one of my breaking points was the way the whole house was involved in our issues and stuff. Oh, yeah, fuck no. Nope.
Yeah, I could.
Nope. I told my girl I could not have roommates in this relationship. Like, we had one at the beginning.
Yeah.
And no, it absolutely fucking not, because he wouldn't get in our issues, but he would hear it, and them hearing your issues changes the way you talk about your issues, because since they're on the outside looking in, you don't want to seem like the asshole or like, you know, abrasive one, when in reality you're not. They just haven't heard both sides. There's just so many reasons why rooming with people while you're in a relationship is just, it's just a no. It's just a no. Unless it's like fucking
even with my friends, like I didn't, like after my ex and I ended.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still good. I'm still friends, but there was a time where it was. After
it was
we
entertainment
broke up, to them. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was a topic of conversation that they wouldn't drop because they got so comfortable around it.
Yeah, it was annoying. I think the most annoying thing was, oh, we would invite you, but blah blah blah. I was already invited.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh,
Yawson and Franklin broke up. How the fuck do you think that went for us? That went so bad for us because what are you gonna do? Not invite the other, and then like you post a picture and the other one is like, oh, I guess fuck me. It was the most difficult.
Well,
the beginning of that breakup sucked ass.
Well, even with that, I'm willing to compromise. Like, of course, you know, if parties are uncomfortable, like, I don't have to. But the fact that it was literally it was to the point where I had to be like a month ahead and be like, what are you doing on the 20th of January? Like, I could be months. So it just, it's hard.
Sorry,
I feel that.
Sorry. I made you stray away. I was talking about love language, and then I bridged it onto this because I had forgotten to say or comment. But what I was saying about love language is to like learn it, because it's like really important. Like, you know, sometimes on a relationship you need is to speak their love language. And like some people don't like to be super touchy and like stuff, but where the fuck are these hiccups coming from? But their love language is they love to have sex a lot, or like 3-4 times a week. Okay, so now they get to learn your love language. You like being touchy, so maybe they can be touchy with you, compromising you having more sex with them. I don't know, it's what the fuck ever. Maybe they like the house to smell like pumpkin spice year round, and they're like an aroma type of person, and your love language is you fucking like to have your clothes color coordinated, but they don't. I don't know. I'm just stating weird shit. I don't fucking know. Just learn your other partner's love language, and I promise you, your fucking relationship will get better, fucking 1,000,000%. Because love language is what you're supposed to be speaking in a relationship. And guys, I'm telling you this: stop having fucking selective hearing. So do women, but niggas, if she says I like small dates or small stuff, that does not mean that 6 weeks from that conversation to bring her home a fucking Coco keychain. Every so often do small things, because that's her love language. And women, if he tells you that his love language is fucking compliments, don't wait for, I don't know, a hot guy to be in your timeline for you to be like, yeah, he's cute, but you're handsome, blah blah blah. Like, that's such a
If I said
second.
if I said that, Brandon would be like, "Shut the fuck up."
Those...
You can see him say that shit.
Yeah, I could. Those second, those like afterthought compliments aren't compliments. Like, just speak each other's love language. That's all I have to say. Be fucking good to each other. Grow together. Be open.
Everything.
Exactly. It's
don't if you're gonna be with a person and you want to make the effort, you can't go in with any fear that they're gonna judge you. And if you do have that fear,
you're not with the
still
right person.
do it. And if you don't like the answer, then at least you knew.
Yeah.
At least you took that step forward. That's something, again, I took a long time to learn, but where I'm at now,
it's beautiful.
Guys, it's beautiful.
It's worth it. My girl tells me all the time, thank you so much for allowing me to be myself around you, because she gets all quirky and weird and like goofy, and I just love it. I just laugh and I love it. And she's like, I couldn't do this with anybody else. Like, she says that in every relationship she's ever been, she's had to be like 50% her, 50% like a lie, because when she would be herself all the way, they'd be like, like, you know, like, that's too much. Never date someone that's gonna make you do that shit, bro. Be weird off rip.
Then there's Brandon, second day dating him. Hi, this is my room. It has 50 different types of unicorns.
Rice Krispie commented, fire flames. Yeah, bro. Just
yeah.
Fucking like, fuck, I just lost my train of thought. What the hell was I just saying? Love language. Oh yeah, be weird and yourself off rip, because if you're weird and yourself off rip, most of the time, if people are decent human beings, they'll receive it in a positive manner. They'll be like, oh, you're like really comfortable around me, like I can tell that you're comfortable when you're just yourself. And then you're like, yeah, why shouldn't I be? I don't want to pretend like I'm something I'm not. And then boom. Just don't hide it. So then 6 months later, when you start being yourself, they're like, what the fuck? Why are you acting weird? And you're like, I'm not acting weird, I'm being myself.
Yeah. Even that mindset in other types of bonds, or so the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it made me feel good. I had just started my new job, and off the rip, like, my forearms have tattoos, and they're chunky size tattoos that you notice them. So it caught people's attention, and they looked at my Darth Vader on the unicorn, and they were like, what the fuck? Like,
it's just a perfect tattoo. I mean, talk about light and darkness at the same time.
And then they noticed, I was just open with them about my love for Star Wars. And then, my other tattoo on my other hand, my other arm says kindness is rad. And I'm like, I'm open from the get-go, and I'm pretty fucking weird. I know it.
Weird people are the best.
Fast forward, it was like the end of that first week, and one of the girls who's really we're still in a standoffish. She kind of scares me. How like standoffish she is. Because there's me. Like I'm a yappy chihuahua. I just
An
can't
open
help it.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't like my whatever. Sorry, Brandon.
I like it. Yappy Chihuahua.
Roasted. And she looked at me and she was like, your personality and who you are, I feel like I've known you for a good chunk of my life, and we've only known each other for a week.
Yeah.
She's like, you're a very comfortable person to be around. And I'm like, thanks. I want everyone to be themselves.
That's the key in life, is to be yourself. I can't. I've never done it, so I don't know what it's like to live a life pretending to be something you're not. That shit must be draining. You gotta wait till you get home to act like yourself. Nigga, what? When I go to work, I'm gonna be this weirdo, open mouth, like pussy loving motherfucker. If you don't like me, then that's on you, nigga, because I'm a package.
Yeah. I mean, if there's things, of course, that I'm not gonna bring up that how I am, but for like the most part of like my love for unicorns and stuff, I'll be open with you. I mean, there are gonna be stuff like with work people, there are gonna be stuff I don't want to bring up. I'm like, no.
Like, there's some stuff you don't bring up at work just because some people might be like weird about it.
One time, at this
Rice
one
Krispie
job,
says me pulling out a British accent on the second day mid-combo.
yes, hell yeah.
That's, you know what I do is me on the second day in the car playing Slipknot, and they're like, you listen to this? And I'm like, fuck yeah, and I'm headbanging. So you know what the fuck is up. From then on, there can be no like surprise. I'm literally yelling out, you know, what's the fucking lyric? Everybody, oh yeah, people equal shit. People equal shit. People equal shit. Like, I'm just yelling that in the car. It's only up from here, baby. I'm just being myself.
Side note, sorry. It made me think of when you said headbanging and stuff. 4 years I was with someone who didn't have a good time at Warped Tour.
What? Oh no, your ex?
Yes.
No.
Because he didn't like rock. He didn't like. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Please, Jesus, keep us away from these people and all types of temptations to be allied or considered friends with them. Amen.
And now I'm with the long-haired, skinny jeans
guy that used to scream.
That was
yeah.
goth kid in high school. Hell yeah.
The weird ginger kid who fucking screams and loves metal and rock. Fuck yeah. Those are the best types of people. I love that motherfucker. But look, this oh my god, it just fucking left my mind. It was such a good question.
Sorry.
I literally interrupted you to say the question. No, it's not your fault. And then it left. Fuck, what was the question? Fuck. Oh yeah. Can you be friends with someone who has different morals than you do? I personally can, as far as it's not any weird thing, like you're into minors and shit. I can be with someone who's Republican, or not be with someone. I can be friends with someone who's Republican, or like I just don't feel like that's a no as far as friends go.
So one, you know that I told you I'm stoned, and then two, this is how gullible and just. Am I really 26? Because the way I think, you said miner, my dumbass thought of a fucking coal miner. And I was like, what? Fuck me.
Fuck coal miners. If you're into coal miners, I can't fuck with you, bro. Them coals need to be left alone.
You said it's all about reusable energy up in this bitch.
If you ain't with the fucking solar panels, get the fuck out of my house.
Don't look at me like
Ford,
that. I've learned
you
from
better
my
be
mistake.
Tesla, bro. You out of here.
9er 49er. Yeah, if your man look like 9er 49er, fuck that.
Oh my god. No, but yeah, like do you feel like it's not a deal breaker like, can you be friends with someone who's just on a different spectrum of beliefs as far as religion, politics, the whole 9 yards, as long as they're respectful to your beliefs? Or do you think you just can't be?
No, there are some people in my life that there are things that I don't agree with. But at the end of the day, just with anything else, if it doesn't affect me or you're not doing something to affect negatively to the world, who am I to say anything?
That's bars.
Thanks.
That's bars. And with that, I'm gonna close it out. I don't want to stretch it too far out. We're 3 hours in, but I do want to say fucking thank you. You added a great, like, this was just a fucking phenomenal way to end the show. Your opinions, the way that you glow in conversation, the manifestation of your growth, the headspace that you're in, and how you see the world is all fucking beautiful, and it's not convoluted. It's such it's in such a great space. So I want to say thank you so much for joining the show and talking with me.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I was really nervous. So
you
I'm glad
killed
to
it.
know
If you were
that
nervous, I could not
went
tell.
well.
You killed it.
So, yeah, this was fun.
This was tons of fun. I'd love to have you on again in the future whenever you're ready. I'm trying to have so many people come through here. I want it to be like that virtual hangout spot where I can just have all types of people of different walks of life just come in here and give their opinions and, you know, just have a good time. But yeah, you were fucking awesome. And Rice Krispie says this has been really cool. Please do it more often. Every Saturday before noon, we will be doing this. So if you want to call in, I love that. Anybody else who sees this in the future, because it's going on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, it'll be recorded there. If you missed it, you can watch it after. If you missed the beginning, we're doing this every Saturday before noon. So yeah, Carla, thank you so much for tuning in. You've been an absolute unicorn.
Thank you for thanks for having me. Thanks to everyone listening, and
yeah, y'all were awesome. Thank you. I see the chat. It's been
willing to hear my opinions on how I see the world.
They've been great. Guys. All right, take it easy.
All right, bye.
Yeah, I've been having this idea in my head for like a while now. Like I did podcasts before, but it never happened the way I wanted it to happen. Like, I've done it where I just talk into the mic and I talk about my opinions on things. I can do that. It's easy. I can talk all day. I've done it in the aspect of calling one person or 3 people and having them on for, you know, fucking 3 hours, and it's just us 3, you know, going back and forth, and you end up kind of running down on topics, so you're kind of bullshitting it to drag it out for the length. I love this format. Having people call in, give me their opinions. You know, we go back and forth. Loved it, says Peter, the last hour I caught. It'll be up for you to watch later. I appreciate you tuning in, brother. That means the world to me. But yeah, I've been thinking about like what format to do this in, what way can work. And I love this format. So yeah, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much, Rice Krispie. Thank you so much, everybody who commented and asked a question or put in their input. You guys added to the show. The show would not be the show without you. So I'm gonna work on a logo or a banner per se, and the show is officially called Tokyo Japan and Friends. So thank you so much for tuning in and being part of the first Tokyo Japan and Friends talk show. I'll see you next Saturday, but I'll see you tomorrow night for Spooky Stream. So if you don't know what that is, we react to scary videos and, you know, we get scared shitless, and it's a great time. So I'll see you next Saturday for Tokyo Japan and Friends. I will see you tomorrow for the Spooky Stream. I also do it on Wednesdays. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And if you don't come back because, you know, you're busy with family and everything, I wish you happy holidays. Sending out much love, positivity, and stay safe out there. Thank you so much for coming on to my show, Carla. and everybody else. Mav and Frank, I hope you guys have a great day. See you tomorrow.